And I just run into it. So normally what I do is I sit back here, I change the score as I need to start, and then I just press play. And I just silence it before, silence XLR before commercials, switch it, and then for commercials you just, isn't that amazing? Normally we have more.
So you don't see the game on here, or do like the?
That's the game. That, yeah.
I just have the camera pointed to the
I was gonna
scoreboard
say I'm
right
gonna
now.
watch.
Cool. We're live. It looks good.
Good stuff. Do you want me to get you a water, or do you want to use?
And the mic seems to be working. Because I can hear things. No, it's that mic. We don't use the camera mics at all.
Good.
I can just hear the paper turning. I just wanted to make sure I could hear things.
When do you want to do the first commercials?
We will have.
Because it says 2 pregame breaks of 90 seconds each.
Okay, so let's do one. We'll have Joe do an announcement to start us off
Okay.
in about 5 minutes
Okay.
at 10 of. Then we'll do a break. And then you can come back and talk for a couple seconds. We'll take another break. We'll make sure we're back for the national anthem. You want to go ahead and head up to the camera?
So
And let everybody know that the mic is live. The mic is live. We don't want to shut the door. Be careful that you're not all on the TV.
Here, I'll take. Hold that right there. No, I got it.
Not that I find it great coffee. Well, I brought it just to take. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I just have to say that. But you can wash it later. Where do you want to sit? Then we'll move this chair over there.
Yeah, we're just crowded. Is that okay? It's okay,
If nothing else, you might want to keep it open, but it'll do a little buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little buffer there, so. Everything's up and working. We're up online. This is our votes for player to play everything. Well, do you want to let the online people chat in and help with the voting of the player and players of the game, or players offensive and defensive?
Yeah,
That'll work.
if you want to do that.
Can you go ahead and mute the mics right now? And the easier way to do that, because we have audio follows video on this, which is where we want it. And we want to leave him on, so go back to the video. The easier way to do it is over here.
Okay.
Just see where this is at.
Yep.
Just there we go.
Welcome everybody, welcome to Nelson Stadium on the campus of Carroll College in Helena, Montana. Joe McMahon with you. It is quarterfinal NAIA football action is on a frozen field here at Nelson Stadium as the Carroll College Fighting Saints second straight home playoff contest, and this time a very familiar foe. Southern Oregon in town to take on the Carroll College Fighting Saints. This will be the third matchup from these two teams. They met earlier in the season, very early in the season, back on the 6th of September in Oregon, and that was a Southern Oregon 38-35 victory. They came to Southern Oregon, traveled to the capital city to take on Carroll College later in the season on the 18th of October. That was a Carroll victory, and now the rubber match, the grudge match, and this one will determine who moves on to the semifinal next Saturday. So a lot at stake here. Joe McMahon with you. Glad you could join us on a snowy afternoon here in Helena, Montana. Air temperature probably right around 10 degrees, but with the wind chill, it's below that zero right now, and it's still snowing. And the weatherman says it's going to continue for a while. So the elements definitely will play a part. So it's the Fighting Saints against Southern Oregon. Looking forward to bringing it to you, and we will take an initial break, and when we get back, we'll take a peek at some pregame statistics. Look at the first two matchups, talk a little bit about that, and get ready for football. We'll be back.
Oh, it's only November.
Hi, Santa.
Hello, Claire.
Black Friday means sweet deals.
A new Ford with a $1,000 Amazon.com gift card.
It comes with almost any Ford you want. Everybody wants a new Ford.
A great way to start your holiday shopping.
Now through Cyber Monday, get a $1,000 Amazon.com gift card or 0 for 72 plus up to $2,500 bonus cash on Fusion and Escape. Visit your local Ford store today.
Hurry.
Before they're all gone.
If I'm going to give up nicotine, I need to give up nicotine. I brought it up to my doctor, and that's where we got into a conversation, and he said, well, the Quit Line has done some good work with other patients of mine, and I think they can help you, and they've got Chantix, and he talked about the drug. It was so wonderful. I didn't obsess about the fact that I was not smoking and I wanted to. That was one of the most helpful things. What I've experienced is a change in how I see myself, and I do not see myself as a smoker anymore.
Upgrade. It means your day just got better. That's the idea behind First Rewards World MasterCard from First Interstate Bank. With every purchase, you earn points you can use to upgrade just about any aspect of your life. Even better, rewards come from your world, your neighbors, your favorite local businesses. It's the difference between dining out and dining out in style, your style. First Rewards World MasterCard from First Interstate Bank.
Dan Hunhausen on the field to perform the national anthem. As soon as he gets that mic ready, it might be frozen, which we could all understand. So we'll get that. Pretty good crowd starting to gather down below us. Late arriving crowd. I'd be very late if I was coming to this game and sitting down there. It's going to be chilly. Turn it over to the field. Here we go. So there you have the national anthem performed by Dan Hunhausen on a very cold afternoon here in the capital city. Quarterfinal playoff action at Nelson Stadium. Let's take a quick peek at these two teams as the captains will come out for the coin toss. We'll catch that in just a second. But Carroll coming in ranked number 1. They are 10-1 overall, 9-1 in the Frontier Conference. Their lone Frontier Conference loss came at the hands of the Southern Oregon University Raiders. Carroll offensively 471 yards per contest and giving up 284 yards per game. Their head coach is Mike Van Diesten. In his 15 years here on the Rock, they've won the Frontier Conference 14 times. So outstanding record for Mike Van Diesten. He is the winningest college football coach at any level. When you consider any coach that's been at the same spot for 10 or more years, Mike Van Diesten is number 1 in the country. He's got his assignment today, a tough one against number 8 Southern Oregon. As I mentioned, they have defeated Carroll early in the season, back on the 6th of September. Carroll came back and beat Southern Oregon at home on the 18th of October, but that was a 2-point win. Both games were close. The Raiders come in 8-2 in Frontier Conference. Their other Frontier Conference loss came to Eastern Oregon on their final game of the season, so a surprise loss there. Offensively, they averaged 549 yards per game, so about 70 yards more than Carroll does. And defensively, however, they give up 418 yards per game. Their head coach is Craig Howard, who's had all kinds of success, obviously, at Southern Oregon. And they're led by their senior all-everything quarterback, Austin Dodge. Dodge's numbers on the season are just absolutely amazing. He has thrown the ball for 40. He's thrown 41 touchdowns, 293 completions, almost 4,300 yards overall. And against Carroll College, it's been very successful. In fact, Carroll's given up, I think, 168 points, and 48% of those points have come in 2 games against Southern Oregon. Southern Oregon's a team that finds a way to score against Carroll. They have 2 receivers that are ranked in the top 25 nationally. Dylan Young and Ryan Retzloff, they're in the top 25. Anthony Clark for Carroll in that as well. And for Carroll offensively, Dustin Rinker just moved into the number 8 spot all-time NAIA rushing in that win last week against Valley City. So offensively, both teams with a lot of firepower. So it looks like the coin toss is completed, and the Red Raiders won the toss, and they're going to receive. They will receive the football, and they'll defend the west goal. So Carroll's defense will step onto the field to start this game. Looking for a great contest? Take one more break and we'll be back to the kickoff?
Sure.
This is an Abbey pizza. Mushrooms, chicken, roasted red peppers, and olives.
This is the Kendall pizza. Pepperoni, sausage, Canadian bacon, and black olives.
This is the Big Dave and Paula pizza. Mine is chicken and Gouda.
Mine's red sauce, big cheese, big meat, big everything.
Come discover your pizza among the 104,285,000 different combinations, or you can choose one of our 10 signature pizzas on the menu at Bert and Ernie's, located in downtown Helena.
Our company's health insurance plan with Allegiance gives me peace of mind.
My patient's needs always come first. That's the way it should be.
I know our growing family will be well taken care of. And you can't put a price on something like that.
Call your independent insurance agency for a quote or contact us direct. It's time to pledge allegiance.
Plonk. It's a unique bar and restaurant in Bozeman. It was a big financial decision to find the right bank.
Back at Nelson Stadium, we are set. Cole Hamill has the ball teed up on the 35-yard line and back deep to receive. A couple of Raiders back there. J.J. Latu is one of them. He's standing back on his 10-yard line. They'll scoot this ball along the ground. It'll be one of the up men who'll get an opportunity to field it. And as you can see, playing conditions just a bit treacherous as number 10 just falls on the football. That's Gannon Schroeder. I think he had ideas that he was going to pick it up and run, but that's before the ball got to him and he planted that foot. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the powerful Raider offense led by Austin Dodge. talk among people who are in the know that this kid has got a shot at playing on Sundays next year. He is a talent, three-time NAIA, or excuse me, three-time Frontier Conference Offensive Player of the Year. He'll take that first snap. He'll look to throw the football right away and test that footing. They'll fire it out in the flat. He's got a man wide open and complete up at the 50-yard line, complete to number 8. That's Matt Retzloff, one of their 2 outstanding receivers. They are loaded at the receiving position, and also their running backs are pretty good too. Melvin Mason has had 2 big games. He's rushed for over 300 yards against Carroll this year. So this is a team that's had success against the Fighting Saints. That was Matt Retzloff. His brother Ryan and Dylan Young are the 2 top ones, but Matt's number 3 in that group. 1st and 10 this time from midfield. He's going to fire it again, complete. Just a quick out route. So they're testing the footing, seeing what they can get, and that was Ryan Retzloff with the reception that time. And he's pushed out of bounds by number 10 for Carroll. That's Matt Wymore. Right back at the line of scrimmage, the Raiders love to get the ball and be at the line of scrimmage as soon as the official sets the football, which prevents Carroll from substituting defensively. That's one of the things that drives defensive coaches crazy when they play the Raiders. They'll run the football this time, and they're not going far. Number 17, Sean Toe, who has rushed for 600-some yards this year, got to the line of scrimmage, decided to plant his foot and cut to the left, and that was the end of that run. So obviously a frozen field at Nelson Stadium. And it's yet to be seen how Dustin Rinker and Jordan Pine will respond to that field. Rinker, a big part of Carroll offensively, over 1,500 yards for him this year. A 3rd down, 3rd and 4 from near midfield. Ball spotted on the Saint 43-yard line. Dodge out of the gun, backs on either side this time. He's got plenty of time. He's going to fire that football, but he'll overshoot the intended receiver, and really, it's just a timing problem right now. Dylan Young trying to run a go route up the right sideline. With him running step for step was number 23 for Carroll. That's Gregory, Ryan Gregory, who's come on and had an outstanding year at the corner. So after an initial 1st down, the Raiders are going to have to punt the football away. Anthony Clark waiting for this ball back at the 10-yard line. Again, in case you just joined us, obviously it's snowing, frozen football field, and temperature right around 10 to 15 degrees. It's hovering in that range, but a little bit of a breeze coming out of the west. A low snap on the ground, and he's not going to get this one off. They're going to get him. Ball's loose on the ground. Carroll's going to pick it up. So a turnover right away, as number 98 had no chance to pick up that snap. Thomas Giddens, their punter. Snap was low. It scooted along. He reached down to get it, and when he did, he had company. And guess who? It's Sean Bloomquist come firing through to disrupt that play, and Carroll comes up with the football. So the first big turnover of the game goes to Carroll. And they will start with a short field. They did this all last week against Valley City. Seems like the first 4 drives all started at the 50-yard line. Today, they'll start their first drive on their opponent's 39-yard line, 38-yard line. Mac Roach with twin receivers to the left side and Clark split wide to the right. Going to give the ball to Rinker and see what he can do on this turf. And he'll turn it upfield. Pick up a couple of yards. Give him 5 actually. Near 5. 4.5, 5 yards on his first carry. So Rinker, last week, a huge game for him. Over 150 yards again. In case you missed it, he is now the number 8th ranked all-time rusher in the NAIA conference. Second down, call it 2nd and a long 5 for the Saints. No score, just starting out here at Nelson Stadium. It's quarterfinal action. 3 more games on the agenda today in the NAIA as well. A quick pass out to Marin, completed. He avoids 1 tackle. Now he's running backwards. He ended up with fewer yards. He got away from number 7 with pretty good coverage, Dustin Fretwell. But when he turned the ball back upfield, he actually lost a couple of yards off that. So the footing not good. Both teams experimenting, I'm sure, with different cleats. It's not so much the style of the shoe today, it's can you stay standing up. Trips to the right this time for Roach on a 3rd and long, 3rd and call it 6. Fired over the middle, complete. But short of the first down with the reception is number 1, that's Anthony Clark. And it'll bring up a 4th down. It'll be 4th and a couple. And where they're at right now, I'd be shocked if they attempted a field goal. They're going to go for it. A couple of reasons. One, Matt Weiss, not great range, their place kicker, but also that frozen field makes it pretty difficult to get that plant foot to actually plant for that kicker. So, 4th and 3, call it. A short 3. Roach this time up under center with Rinker behind him in the power formation, double tight end set. And they're going to turn. They'll fake it to him. And they're going to run Roche to the right. He's got the 1st down and more. He's got a blocker, Clark, out in front of him. He's still going. He's down inside the 10-yard line. They'll push him out. Well, actually spotted at 11-yard line. But a great call by Nick Howlett, the offensive coordinator for Carroll. Everybody in the stadium thinking Rinker was going to run this off tackle. And Mac just kept it on a design play, rolled to the left, and showed that he can run as well. Big call there. So I thought it was at the 9, but they're actually spotting this football down on the 5-yard line. So it's 1st and goal from the 5 for Carroll. No score here at Nelson Stadium. Joe McMahon with you. Glad you could join us. Rinker, lone setback. He'll get it this time. Hesitates. And really no place to go. Great job defensively that time by number 47 for the Raiders. One of their linebackers, that's Daniel Bro. He came firing through. Made the tackle in the backfield. Rinker will lose a couple of yards. And Carroll looking at a 2nd and goal from the 7. 10:23 to play, 1st quarter. Calendar says it's still fall, but this is a winter day in Montana. Starting a little early. Fake to Rinker. Roach roll to that right side looking. He's got a receiver. It's Simak. And he's inside the 5-yard line, but he didn't get in. He's down at about they'll push him out of bounds. Good job defensively by number 1. He's down at the 4-yard line. But Julius Rucker right there with Dylan. And when he made that catch, got his hands on him and got him out of bounds. So it is 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal from inside the 5. Raiders trying to hold Carroll to a field goal attempt here. It's certainly no gimme. Not like a 1-foot putt here. Field goal from any distance is difficult. The snap, the placement, everything much harder on a day like today. Wide to the left is Kyle Griffith, and Roach is going to take it straight ahead himself, and he'll push his way in. Did he get in? It's close. Very close. No signal from the official. Touchdown. There it is. So a rarity, and that is Mac Roach on a quarterback sneak. You rarely see that down on the goal line, but Nick Howlett said, hey, footing's bad. Let's just go straight ahead. Skip the handoff. So Roach goes in from 4 yards out, and the Saints take the early lead. And it comes at the 9:46 mark here of quarter number 1. 4-yard run. On to attempt the extra point is Wiest. And he is helped by Reese Felton, their punter. He'll handle the snap or attempt to handle the snap. There's the snap, the placement, the kick's on its way, and it looks good. It is good. Time out on the field. 7-0 Carroll. We'll be back with more football.
We know tires at Wayland Tire. We keep you rolling. We know tires. There's a half a century of experience we bring. The best brand names, we've got them all. Passenger and commercial, both large and small. And if you're stranded with a flat, give us a call, cause at Wayland Tire. We know tires. At Wayland Tire. We know tires. At Wayland Tire.
An accident can ruin your day, and you're going to need all the help you can get. Help, I Crashed My Car is an app for your phone that'll give you that help. Based on GPS technology, Help, I Crashed My Car makes contacting the police, emergency services, tow truck, and your family members quick and easy. To add Help, I Crashed My Car to your phone, visit collisionpro.com and click on the command to download the app, and you'll be set. Collision Pro is here to help you get your car back on the road.
Hey, stranger! Remember when you were little and you got us for the holidays?
How about getting another gift this holiday you'll love just as much?
Like this Honda Accord during Happy Honda Days.
It's got Pandora compatibility and a rear view camera.
Is that Tex?
My bad. That one's on me.
Get something you'll love at the Happy Honda Days sales event, where all 2015 models come standard with a rear-view camera.
Back once again at Nelson Stadium, the Fighting Saints strike first on a 38-yard drive. It started with a muffed snapped on a punt that went underneath number 98, Thomas Giddens. He couldn't handle it. Ball scooted along the ground to him. He reached down to try and get it, and by the time he got his hands near it, Sean Bloomquist was in his kitchen, and Carroll had the football. So they started on their 38, a couple of big plays, both Mac Roach runs. One on a 4th down, on a rollout, and the other 3rd down inside the 5-yard line, 3rd and goal. And instead of Rinker carrying that football, which throughout the year the percentages would tell you that good chance that would happen, Mac Roach quarterback sneak between left guard and left tackle, and touchdown Carroll. He went in from 3 yards out. So Carroll with the extra point leads it 7-0 on a snowy afternoon here in the capital city in Helena, Montana. Over 900 of you tuned in and watching this today on the internet. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Enjoy bringing it to you from a heated booth. Hamill, this time, ball will hit about the 15-yard line, and it's picked up across the 20, 25, and trying to make a cut, but going down is number 21. He had J.J. Latu. He just had decided to cut back to the left. When he did, his feet went out from underneath him. So footing definitely a problem right now for both football teams. I guess more experience playing in this weather would have to go to the Carroll team, because over half these kids from Montana, and it's not unusual fall football weather to be playing in a game with conditions like this late in the fall. Not unusual at all. I would imagine in Oregon you don't get a lot of chances to play on frozen fields like this, but in Montana, it's pretty typical. So Dodge this time will start this drive on his own 25-yard line, 26-yard line in his first play of the second drive, incomplete. Intended for Dylan Young. Pretty good coverage from Carroll, but the timing just a bit off for both teams, and it's because of the conditions, the footing. These offenses move up and down the field all season long. Southern Oregon, 549 yards they average per game. Trips to the left this time for Dodge and the Raiders on a 2nd and 10 from their own 27. Dodge is going to run it. He's going to tuck it and go, take a page from Mac Roach's handbook, and his helmet comes off when he gets nailed. Up near the marker, first down marker, he's going to be a little shy, but with that tackle is Dawson Osborne hit him from behind and actually knocked his helmet off. And when your helmet comes off, you got to come out of the game. So Dodge is heading out of the game right now. And they'll have to bring in their backup quarterback for at least one play. That is a rule, conference and a NAIA rule as well. Helmet comes off, you got to come off. So he's off. And Cameron Smith, their backup QB from Eugene, Oregon, a redshirt freshman, is on the field. He got a few snaps in that October game when Dodge had his bell rung a couple of times. This time he'll just hand off to Mason. And Mason's going to get that first down. A good run that time by number 23, who's had big games against Carroll. He's rushed for 817 total yards. And this time he needed about 2, and he picked up 3.5. So they'll move it up to the 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 40 for the Raiders. Smith still stays in the game as they get Dodge's helmet put back together. He'll take the snap and hand to Mason, but Bloomquist catches him this time at the line of scrimmage, holds him to a short gain. Here comes Austin Dodge. He's coming right back in. So Dodge missed 2 plays, and Smith comes in, takes 2 snaps, and hands it to Melvin Mason, and leaves Austin Dodge with a 2nd down. He and the Raiders a 2nd down and 7. Carroll leads at 7-0. We're in the first quarter, 8 minutes to go. On a cold day here in the capital city. Dodge with 2 receivers to either side. Standing next to him in the backfield, number 17. Dodge is going to throw the football, fire it out in the flat, complete to Retzloff, number 12. That's Ryan. He's ahead, has enough for that first down. He is across midfield in Carroll territory at the Carroll 49-yard line. Carroll giving Retzloff lots of room. Matt Wymore backing off at least 7 yards. And they're taking advantage of that. Trying to keep everything that Carroll defensively is trying to keep everything in front of them. This time Wymore will step up and try to put a little pressure on him. West with 3 receivers to the right. Dodge with 3 receivers to the right. Looks that way. Now he's going to tuck it and go. He's going to slide to a stop right in front of Sean Bloomquist, who helps him up, gets credited with that tackle, and says, I'll help you up. Gain of 3 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Raiders. They trail 7-0. Carroll on a 3-yard Mac Roach run scored at the 9:46 mark of the first quarter on their opening drive when they couple of botched snapped punt on the 38. Dodge this time throws it at the feet as his intended receiver. All kinds of problems with that play. Dakota Amy was Austin Dodge's biggest problem as he was coming in to put him on the ground in a big area, and Dodge saw him and turned and just fired it at the feet of his receiver. It wasn't his number 1 guy on that route, Ryan Retzloff, but he decided he was just going to do that, so they'll get another play. So it's 3rd down, 3rd and 7, near midfield for the Raiders. They trail 7-0 on a snowy day here in Helena, Montana. Just started snowing this morning in the capital city about 7 o'clock, and it's been nonstop. Yesterday it was near 50 degrees here in Helena. Handoff straight ahead, and not quite enough for the first down, but a good run turned in by Sean Toe. He is across the 45-yard line of Carroll, down at the 42, and right at the line of scrimmage and ready to go are the Raiders. On a 4th down here, 4th and about a yard and a half. Call it 4th and 2. Toe will get it again straight ahead. He's got the first down. He's tackled by Sean Condon, but not before he's across the 40, down near the 35-yard line. So just straight ahead running has been the most successful for both teams thus far. As the Raiders trying to answer that Carroll score and stay with Carroll in this quarterfinal game. As I said, 3 more quarterfinal games going on. We'll get some scores for you here as that pass is completed to number 12. That's Retzloff, Ryan Retzloff again. With the coverage is Matt Wymore, but they'll pick up about 4 yards. So offensively, the offensive coordinator for the Raiders, very content with just picking up 3, 4, 5 yards at a time and moving the ball methodically downfield. Carroll trying to keep everything in front of him and avoid the big play. Dodge this time is going to give it to Toe, and tackles missed, and he's into the secondary. Bulls his way ahead. Wymore comes over, and he's just dragging people down inside the 15-yard line. They had him at the line of scrimmage, the Saints did defensively, but they couldn't bring him down. He is running hard. Another big run for him. It's his 3rd carry, and he's near 20 yards. And they're going to let him take it again. This time he's not going anywhere. Dakota Amy gets him in the backfield and drops him for a loss of 1. So he's been the feature back thus far on the season. He has, we'll get his yardage here. Mason leads him with 817 yards, but I'll get that stat for the kid that's doing the damage right now here in just a second. 2nd down, and call it 12. Dodge is going to look to his right on this play. Back over the middle of the field, fires the football, and led Retzloff just a bit too far. Good coverage that time from Sean Bloomquist, who was right there with him, running in front of him. So Ryan Retzloff unable to make the catch there, and Dodge on a short field now. Not a lot of room for his receivers to work. So Carroll defensively, their corners, their safeties can play up a little bit. 3rd down, 3rd and long. 2-down territory, you'd think. Let's see what happens here. Some pressure. Condon's going to put Austin Dodge on the ground, and he does so with some gusto. He grabs him, spins him, and slams him to the ground. And that's got to remind Austin Dodge of what happened on the 18th of October here on this very same field on a different day weather-wise. But Sean Condon and his buddies were all over Austin Dodge. They hit him repeatedly. And Austin Dodge is one tough kid. He kept getting up and getting back in that game. In fact, he had him down on the goal line with a chance to tie it up right at the end of that game. They couldn't get their 2-point conversion to work out for him, and they lost by 2. But definitely a great performance by Dodge and the rest of the offense for the Raiders that day as well. 4th and long here. Call it 4th and 18. Carroll leads it 7-0. We're in the first quarter. Dodge this time drops straight back. Looking. He's still looking. He's got all kinds of time. He's going to fire the ball incomplete. And you can see him. He turns to the bench and says there was nobody there. And when he planted that foot to throw the football, it slipped a little bit. So the ball, not one of his better throws, bounced a couple yards in front of the receiver. Dodge usually very, very accurate. Anyway, the Carroll defense holds, and they'll turn the ball back over to the Carroll offense, and the Saints will start on the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from that spot. Carroll scored on their opening possession. Went down the field. Sean Toy was checking his yardage. He's gained 612 yards on the season. Rinker will get it first down, straight ahead, up across the 20 to the 25. Give him a gain of 5. Jordan Pine, big game last 2 weeks actually. The backup tailback for Carroll, the senior. 2 big games for him in a row in supporting roles. He's a senior out of Olympia, Washington. 2nd down and a short 5 for the Saints, who lead it 7-0 with 3:11 to go first quarter. Rinker straight ahead. 1st down and more. Rinker another 10 yards on that carry. And that offensive line just digging in and going. I don't know if you saw that on the camera, but Mac Roach, after he made the handoff to Rinker, he tried to plant and stop and turn and look and see what's going on, and he fell. So people are falling with no contact. I do that, but that has a lot to do with age, I think. Not these guys are young. So Rinker official stats here. Roach out of the gun on a 1st and 10 from the 35. Some pressure coming. He'll fire that football, and his receiver slipped. Looking for Kyle Griffith on a down-and-out route. Julius Rucker right there with him. Pretty good coverage. But when Griffith planted that left foot, tried to cut back to the right, just wasn't happening, and down he went. Carroll running the football pretty effectively thus far. 46 yards on the ground for Carroll at the moment. Rinker 4 carries, 17 yards, but it's been Mac Roach with 2 carries for 29 yards. He's done the bulk of the damage on the ground for the Saints. For the Raiders, offensively, 19 yards on the ground total, but that includes a 20-yard loss that happened on that botched snap on the punt. Thomas Giddens is credited with a minus 20 in the rushing department, even though he's just trying to punt the football, but never got the punt away. So actually, they're up near 40 yards total if you take off that negative 20 on the snap. So Carroll now backed up on their own 25-yard line. And it is 1st and a long, we'll call it 1st and 20. Roach is going to look to throw the ball. He's got all kinds of time, looking for Clark down the field, gets some separation from the defender and makes the catch. What a play that time, what a throw from Roach. Just before that ball was released, I don't know if you saw it on the camera view, but number 6, the defender, running stride for stride with him, Carrington Jones, and Clark used that left arm to get just a little bit of room. He may have got away with an offensive pass interference there, but he got some separation between himself and the defender, and the ball was delivered on the money. 1st and 10 for Carroll down at the 35-yard line. This time it's Rinker straight ahead. He's been effective. He knows where he's going. He's got pretty good footing right now. He hasn't slipped yet. The tackle made by number 42, Isaiah Carter, for the Raiders, who trail it 7-0 here. 1:50 to go, and the snow continuing to fall. Meteorologists say that's going to continue at least until around 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon. Twin receivers to the left side. Clark, the lone man, to the right with Rinker behind Roach, and he's going to get it again. He'll work at the right side, try to get to the corner, and he's drug out of bounds and put on the ground by number 30, the linebacker who's out there with him. That's Lawrence Calcagno. So it's third down, for Carroll. 3rd and about 5. Each time they try to get to the outside, either team, they struggle. Running the football straight ahead has been their most effective strategy thus far. 1:19 to go, quarter 1, 7-0 Carroll. Rinker the lone setback. Tight end on the left side. They'll bring everybody in and they'll give it to Rinker, see if he can pick that up. He gets to the line of scrimmage, they're trying to rip the ball out, but Rinker hung onto the football and he may have picked up that first down as number 45 came in from behind and tried to pull that ball loose. They'll check it. It's pretty close. They may have to measure this. Mike Van Diest is trying to assure the official it's a first down. And he wants that chain to come out and stretch it. He wants to take a peek at it. So they will do so. 39 seconds to go in the quarter. The officials, then the referee signals for the timeout. And the chain gang, thankful, they'll get to run out on the field, get a little exercise here. What a day for a football game here in Helena, Montana. Playoff games also taking place in Bozeman and Missoula today.
Starting an hour and a half.
Teams from South Dakota and California coming in to take on their respective Grizzlies and the Bobcats. And Mike Van Diest was right. They were signaling fourth down, and I guess the whiteout is getting to the officials' eyes because they had that first down by a good yard, or a good football. So it wasn't even close. And now, will Mike Van Diest tell the official right now, I told you so? The official gives him
thanks.
Yeah, the official gives him a little hug and say thanks for the help anytime, Mike says. But he was right, and it wasn't even close. So 1st and 10 for Carroll on their opponent's 25-yard line. 7-0. The Saints lead it with 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Joe McMahon with you from a chilly Nelson Stadium. Roach this time is going to throw it for Clark into the corner, and he makes the catch. But he got knocked out of bounds, and they'll say nope. So the ball sailed a little bit on Roach. I'm really not sure how the official would have known how to bend close if he got his feet down inbounds. I'm not sure.
They would have looked for ski marks in the snow.
Ski marks across the snow, Kevin tells me. I'm not sure. I mean, how do you tell? Because there's a lot of white lines out there. In fact, there's more every second right now. So
our online crew has asked for our plow to be replaced with something that works.
Exactly.
And, our plow actually works fine, but praying for snow is not helpful right now.
No, it's not. Roach look to the right side, complete this time to Clark. He'll turn it upfield, but great job defensively. The ball comes loose, but Carroll covers it. Great defensive play that time, and Carroll very lucky. Very lucky. They dodged a huge bullet right there. That would have been a critical turnover as they've moved this football from the 20-yard line down the field. And that pass was completed, but number 76, Johnny on the spot for Carroll, one of the offensive linemen, Chris Empter, covered that football. Otherwise, the Raiders would have got that ball right back for their offense. But a good job defensively by the Raiders on seeing that, knowing what was coming. Quick pass. It looks like we've got a penalty against Carroll. We do. It's hard to spot those yellow flags. You'd think they'd stand out better. They should use fluorescent orange flags on a day like today.
Sparklers.
There you go. There you go. Or something that makes a pop when it hits the ground. You know, like those things, you know, on the 4th of July, you just snap on it. Yeah. So we'd all hear it. I don't know. It's one of those things. One of those random thoughts, and I have lots of them. So it'll be 2nd and long for Carroll as they're heading the wrong direction at the moment. This drive has stalled. They got inside the 25-yard line. But a great defensive play on first down, and then this one, and they'll let the quarter run out. 7-0 our score. Carroll leads it. Back with more football after this.
It's the break. It's the between break. There's 2 minutes.
Surgery with Dr. Bam on my shoulder and my arm. I am back to my normal living. I sleep better at night, and I'm actually back to picking apples again. I would highly recommend Dr. Bam to others because he's done a wonderful job for me. I just feel he's very professional.
Dr. Gregory M. Bim and Steele Memorial Medical Center. Call today.
Can we get a little help?
We've got Pepsi.
What if we just take like 15 minutes? Halfway through the game, they got Pepsi. So what do we call that?
Halftime.
I like it.
Even the first halftime wasn't halftime without Pepsi. See Katy Perry live at this year's halftime show.
The middle of winter is no time to discover your vehicle needs to be winterized. Let DJ's Automotive inspect your car thoroughly and get you geared up for the long winter driving months ahead. We'll check your coolant systems, brakes, belts, hoses, and we'll inspect your current block heater or install a new one. This is the perfect time to get that tune-up you've been putting off. DJ's Automotive can inspect all makes and models. Call or stop by at 1691 Blaine. DJ's Automotive, we're here for you and your wheels.
Back at Nelson Stadium, set for play number 1 of quarter number 2. Carroll out front 7-0 with the football, facing a second and a bus ride, 2nd and 20 from their opponent's 36-yard line. Southern Oregon Raiders in town. Quarterfinal action. Roach dropping back, pressure, going to fire that football to Griffith. He's open, he's got the ball, and he's down near the goal line. Nice throw, nice catch. Pretty good coverage by the Raiders, but Roach just threaded the needle, so to speak, and it's 1st and goal for Carroll inside the 1. So a huge play there, a 33-yard pass to Kyle Griffith, the sophomore from Kalispell, Montana, who's played in a few football games in conditions like this, no doubt. And Carroll, 1st and goal. Let's see if they try to power this football into the end zone, and Roach is going to keep it and see if he can get in, and he does. He just looked for the gap, and he'll go in for his 2nd touchdown. And Carroll jumps out to a 13-0 lead. The Fighting Saints back in the end zone. The 2nd touchdown run by Mac Roach. That culminates an 80-yard drive for the Saints. Now Wiestad to attempt his 2nd extra point. Reese Felton, the Aussie, Carroll punter, will handle the snap or attempt to. 14:31 to play. Carroll out early, up 13-0. In quarterfinal action, there's the placement and the kick's on the way. Everything looks pretty good, and it is good. Timeout on the field. Our score from Nelson Stadium from the campus of Carroll College in Helena, Montana. It's early, but the Saints lead at 14-0.
It's hard to be in college and not be focused.
Being an athlete even helps you become more and more focused.
If I don't stay focused, I fall way behind on schoolwork.
A lot of homework on the bus and in hotel room.
This is one of the most formational times in your life, and so it's important to make healthy choices.
Because people who are tobacco-free just do better in school.
I don't use tobacco. I feel like your body is your temple.
I don't think I'd be the person I am today if I had used tobacco products.
I'm focused on a tobacco-free generation.
We all want to protect what's important to us, but sometimes it's difficult to take that first step. I'll hold your hand and lead you through those first precious steps. The rest is easy. Before you know it, you'll be up and running. Time doesn't stand still. Take those steps to protect your world. Call or stop by the Brad Schmidt Agency today.
A big storm knocked out power all over the Northwest, and it was up to me to help restore it. But when I started having problems with my brakes, suddenly I needed some help of my own. I headed straight to Les Schwab. They got right on it and removed a rock in the caliper at no charge.
You're good to go.
By helping me so quickly, they helped us turn the whole town's lights back on. Well done. I'm Bob Timmons, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Welcome back, everybody, to Nelson Stadium. Joe McMahon with you. The snow continues to fall. Big, fluffy white flakes floating down on a group of hardy fans sitting below us. A few have traveled from Southern Oregon, and many have traveled from the capital city area. Raiders set to get the ball back, looking to answer Carroll's first two scores. Hamill will scoot this one along the ground, and it's fielded and fallen on at the 30-yard line, and that's about all you can do with it in conditions like today. Number 45 takes care of that. He is not in our roster, but try and find him on the travel roster. Regardless, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They'll start it right there. On the 35, but it's actually 30-yard lines where they'll spot it. So other quarterfinal games going on today. You've got Marion, Indiana at Grandview, Iowa. Lindsey Wilson, they're out of Kentucky. They're playing St. Xavier from Illinois. And then Missouri Valley is taking on Morningside. They're from Iowa as well. Dodge, 3-step drop, fire the football down the field, complete. Good route, good catch made by number 8, Matt Retzloff. Catches it, rolls to a stop down in St. territory, down on the 45-yard line. Just a seam route over the middle. Something they talked about, obviously, when the defense was on the field and they had a chance to sit and talk. Retzloff probably telling him, hey, I can run that and get that open, and he's right. So a big play to start their third drive here. This time, Dodge will fire it out complete to Retzloff, the other guy, Retzloff, and he's knocked down after a gain of about 9. That is Ryan. So Retzloff leaves him with a very workable 2nd and short. Ryan is the senior. Matt the sophomore, both from Medford, Oregon. Brothers. 2nd and call it a yard. Down at the 37-yard line. It's 14-0 Carroll. We're in the second quarter. 13:35 to play. And Dodge this time will give the ball straight ahead to Toad. He's got some running room. He is knocked down, but not until he picks up the first down. Shane Durbin comes across from a linebacker position and clips him. But he's inside the 30. Nice run down to the 27-yard line. So Dodge will set up. They're at the line of scrimmage. They're set to go. This team averages 549 yards a game. Dodge is looking to the left side this time. Now back over the middle. Pass is on the money, but so is the defender there to break it up. The ball was intended for number 8. That is Matt Retzloff. But for Carroll, Greg Tucker wouldn't have anything of it. He was timed to hit perfectly and knock that ball loose. So it's 2nd and 10 now from just inside the 30 at about the 28, 27-yard line. I know looking at it on your screen, a little hard to tell where that ball's at because the entire field is white right now. Dodge is going to look to fire it and just can't plant that foot and get a good plant and throw that time. He was intending that ball for number 12, Ryan Retzloff, the senior from Medford, but threw the ball a little bit in front of him. And that's a pass that Austin Dodge can oftentimes close his eyes and make. This guy, his numbers unbelievable as far as his career stats. Again, he was named the Frontier Conference Offensive Player of the Year again for the 3rd straight season. This time he'll hand off to Melvin Mason on a delay, and didn't work. Carroll right there with him. Blomquist meets him at the line of scrimmage and has some help, bringing him down. Mason has had 2 big games against Carroll this year. Brian Grotman also there to help with the tackle. Both out in Oregon in the opener and then here on the 18th of October, Melvin Mason made a difference, but not so much today. 14-0, Carroll leads it, 12:27 to go in quarter number 2. The winner moves on to a semifinal berth. Dodge will drop straight back, look to the left this time. Gonna tucker and go, there he goes. And closing is Blomquist, but he can't bring him down. Dodge breaks the tackle, gets inside the 20, and gets pushed out of bounds. Near that first down marker, he's very close. I think he may have it. Blomquist had a shot at him about 10 yards upfield, hit him, but bounced off of him. And you don't see that very often. Over 1,200 of you tuned in to watch this on the internet, hopefully someplace warm. We discussed during the break whether or not the internet could actually freeze, and I don't think it can. We might find out today. So it's a first down. It's close, but they had just enough. So that's a savvy senior quarterback knowing where he needs to be to keep this drive alive, and he got there. Their first legitimate threat here, or their second one actually. The first one was turned away. They're going to give it to Mason. He's got lots of running room. Off tackle, he's down inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4. And tackle made there by number 4 for Carroll. Or excuse me, by number 41 for the Saints. And that's Adam DeBrucker out of Choteau, Montana. But it's first and goal now for the Raiders. First and goal from the Carroll 4-yard line. It's Mason, left tackle. He may get in. He's close. Nope. They're going to say it'll be second down and goal from the 1. So Mason picks up a 3.5 with the 4 yards. And they are right back at the line of scrimmage. I imagine it's either Mason's going to get it again. He is straight ahead. He'll push his way. Did he get in? Yep, touchdown. So the Raiders answer. They get into the end zone at the 11:24 mark here of quarter number 2. And this time it is a 1-yard run by Melvin Mason. Whose phone? So on to attempt the extra point. And as I said earlier, when Carroll was attempting theirs, and they were successful twice, this is not an easy task here. It's Aldrich Rosas, who is their PAT guy. There's the snap. It's high. It's brought down. The placement. See that? There you go. Plant foot didn't get planted. The snap was high. The ball sailed to the left, and the extra point no good. So timeout on the field. 11:24 to play in the second quarter. It's 14-6 Carroll.
Upgrade. It means your day just got better. That's the idea behind First Rewards World MasterCard from First Interstate Bank. With every purchase, you earn points you can use to upgrade just about any aspect of your life. Even better, rewards come from your world, your neighbors, your favorite local businesses. It's the difference between dining out and dining out in style, your style. First Rewards World MasterCard from First Interstate Bank. Your style, your rewards.
When it's time for family and friends to gather, let Van's Thriftway make it easy to entertain. Enjoy a redneck ham baked in its own pan, prepared with our special glaze, and slow baked in our ovens for full juicy flavor. Van's Thriftway professionally prepares for you a variety of gourmet trays and salads that your guests will rave about. Top it off with fresh bakery goods, and there you have it. You invite the guests, let Van's Thriftway do the rest.
Mile High Motors has cash for clunkers. This is your chance to save big. Bring in your clunker for a guaranteed $2,000 trade. Inventory is marked to liquidation prices. Mile High Motors has been authorized by lenders to aggressively extend financing options. Buy with $49 down and payments as low as $129 a month. Plus, with every purchase, we'll donate $100 to the Helena Food Bank. Mile High Motors in Helena has cash for your clunker. $2,000 guaranteed trade through Saturday. Don't miss this chance to save.
Back at Nelson Stadium just in time to watch 4 guys with leaf blowers working feverishly on the west end of this football field trying to clear off those yard markers every 5 yards. And they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And then the sideline's done. The Raiders get into the end zone, but their extra point no good. It's 14-6 Carroll. And this kickoff is going to scoot out of bounds. It hits a Saint. It hit number 31 as the place kicker for the Raiders is not having a great day. That time he attempted to put his foot into that ball, and again that left foot just slipped. So the ball went out of bounds after touching the Carroll player. That's Eric Dawson, one of the special teamers. It's probably the first time all year Eric Dawson has had a kick that was not an onside kick almost hit him as he turned around to go back to set up the block. Regardless, it'll be Carroll football up at their own 39-yard line, so pretty good field position for the Saints, who lead it 14-6, 11:22 to play in this contest in the second quarter. Rinker's going to run off tackle this time, trying to get to the outside, and there's just no place to go. The footing is just not there. He can't make the turn, and he's going to lose some yardage. Dustin dropped after a loss of about 5. The success for Carroll on the ground has been running straight ahead. Nothing on the corners is there for either team. Trying to get to the outside, it's just not there. You credit the weather with having a lot to do with that. So second and long for the Saints. Roach is going to look to throw the football. 4-man rush for the Raiders, and it's complete to Simak, who's quickly driven backwards and put on the ground. Number 7, good coverage, Dustin Fretwell. Right there with him. Simak, some positive yardage, about 3. But it'll leave Carroll with a critical third down. The one thing they would like to do here is not put their defense right back on the field after the Raiders went down the field and scored on their last possession. So third down and 11. Ball near midfield. Approaching midfield. Roach this time, the junior from Whitefish, Montana, sets his feet and looks down the field. Still got all kinds of time. Looking for a receiver trying to send Griffith down the field, and he throws it that way, and it's incomplete. Griffith got a hand signal from Roach to head down the sideline, turned and tried to go that direction, but the defender was there. So Carroll's going to punt the football. Great coverage that time by the Raiders, who defensively have figured it out against Carroll. Not surprising, it's a close game. The last 2 home games for Carroll have been blowouts. Defeating College of Idaho 65-12, I think it was, or something like 69-12, something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
And then last week's win over Valley City, 49-0. So Carroll will punt the football away. Reese Felton from Australia, snaps good. The kick's away. And it'll be fielded. A fair catch signaled for and taken at the 26-yard line. Wisely by number 21 for the Raiders. And that's where the offense for Southern Oregon University will take over with 9:41 to play in the second quarter. A 14-6 Saint lead at the moment. No scores yet from Marion and Grandview, Lindsey Wilson and St. Xavier, and Missouri Valley and Morningside, the other 3 quarterfinal games going on today. Again, the winners advance to the semifinal, and then from there on to Daytona Beach, Florida, where it is not snowing at the moment.
This week.
This week, that's right. Probably won't need the leaf blowers down there for the championship game, regardless of who's in it. The officials huddle over the football, just trying to extend this game a little longer, see how much people can take here with this cold weather. Their center for Southern Oregon, and he's ready to go. He's at the line of scrimmage. He's set to roll. They'll hand off. Toe left side, cuts to the outside, gets around a couple of defenders, and still running. He's into the secondary before he just kind of falls down in front of James Dowgan. But a nice run by Toe. He'll move the ball all the way up to the 43-yard line, so a 22-yard run. We've lost our statistics, our stats website for the moment. We'll try and get that back in, because Toe's having a big game. This time, straight ahead, not as much running room. They kind of stand him up, but he'll get 4 yards. Carroll having a tough time stopping him, and for a team that throws the football an awful lot, they've had more success thus far today running the football. Second down and 7 for the Raiders. Ball on their own 47-yard line. Dodge will look to throw it this time. Pretty good coverage by Carroll. He's going to flip it out to Toe, who's wide open. Condon was with him for a second, but left to go get containment on the quarterback, and he'll complete it to Toe. He's going to be a couple yards short of that first down. It'll be 3rd and about 2. 8:31 to go. First half, 14-6 Carroll with the lead. Raiders on the move. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up. They trailed at 1 point, 14-0, as Carroll scored once in the first quarter and then right at the start of the second quarter. Dodge this time. He's going to give it to Toe. No, he's going to drop the football. He drops it, but I think Austin Dodge fell on top of it. The exchange between Toe and Dodge, not good. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be 4th down. They'll lose a yard. It'll be 4th and about 2.5, maybe 3. But they're right back at the line of scrimmage, so they're going to go for it here at midfield. I guess they decided punting it. Not going to gain a lot here. So, or they're going to try and draw Carroll off sides. Will they snap the football? 2 receivers stacked on either side. There's the snap. They are going to look to throw it. Dodge is looking to throw it. He's got a man open, but he underthrows it. It's intercepted by DeBrucker. Austin DeBrucker there to make the interception. Or Adam DeBrucker, excuse me. Adam DeBrucker with the interception on a ball that was severely underthrown. The intended receiver was number 8, Matt Retzloff, who was wide open. He had picked up about 3 yards of separation between himself and DeBrucker, but the ball underthrown. DeBrucker came back for the football, and Carroll gets their second turnover of the game. Clark will split wide to the right as that drive stalls for the Raiders. Saints lead it 14-6, 7:31 to go. Joe McMahon with you from the Chile Nelson Stadium. Rinker's trying to cut it off left tackle, and great job defensively by the Raiders. There is just no doing on that side. He's tried to run it that way a couple of times, and Daniel Bro was just right there, put him on the ground. In fact, he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So Carroll 2nd and 10 now. Two teams that, when they get together, usually over 1,000 yards of offense is the result. That's what happened the first 2 times they met in games that Carroll Southern Oregon have played this year. There's Rinker, finds a way to cut back, puts his head down, tries to run over Julius Rucker, who hangs on and gets him down at the 25-yard line. So the first 2 times they met, it was just a scoring show for both teams. I mean, up and down the field, both teams went. They hung on to win it. But these are just 2 teams that know how to move the football. But today, they've been challenged a little bit by the weather. Roach on a 3rd and 5 is going to look to throw it over the middle, complete to, is that Marinick? Yeah, I believe it is. Yep, it's Jared Marinick, the senior. He needed 5 yards, and he got 5.5 and a first down. So there's a senior doing what you need him to do. Nothing drives an offensive coordinator crazier than when the receiver cuts that route off short. You need 5, and he gets you 4, and you have to punt the football. But not the case this time, as the senior from Stockton, Montana, hangs on to the football and gets the first down. So the drive stays alive for Carroll. They lead at 14-6, 5:47 to play in the second quarter. Rinker's going to run off left side, cut it back inside. There he goes. He's got some running room, and he may go. He's taken off from the 30-yard line. I don't know if they can catch him. Rucker's trying to run him down. Will he get him before he gets to the end zone? Yes. So from the 30-yard line, he is finally drugged down. Where are they going to spot this football? Because they don't spot it where he stops sliding. That's in the end zone. They'll spot it at the 3-yard line, the 2-yard line. So took off from the 30-yard line. 68-yard run by Dustin Rinker. And it was only the speed of Julius Rucker that prevented a score there for Carroll. They're going to spot this 1st and goal from the, looks like about the 4 when it's all said and done. So about a 66-yard run for Rinker. Last couple of times they got down this close, it was Mac Roach on a quarterback sneak just behind. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown. So Rinker finishes the deal on the next carry. And you can just see both teams just tiptoeing out there trying to get their balance and get their footing. And that time Rinker just took advantage of that, and he goes in from 4 yards out. And the Saints extend that lead to 20-6 at the 5:03 mark here of quarter number 2.
I don't see anybody doing push-ups today after the cannon fires. I'm a little concerned by that. I feel like we're missing out on a tradition.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe they're saving them all up and they're going to do them all at the end of the game, or perhaps, I don't know. But good point, Kevin. And then we don't keep that as an official stat, so who's to say how many they'll be the lowest? There's the snap, the placement, the kick's on its way, and it is good. So with terrible conditions, Matt Weiss is 3 for 3. Time out on the field. It's 21-6, Carroll College.
The Montana Telecommunications Access Program allows Montanans with disabilities to connect.
My caption phone is an important asset in my work as a financial advisor.
I can stay in touch with the world without touching a thing.
My electronic learning box lets me speak to the world.
My amplified telephone lets me talk to my niece and my friends.
And best of all, for most Montanans, these services are free. Call us at 800-833-8503.
At MT Glass Liquor, we have an enormous selection of liquors to choose from at affordable prices. From specialty liquors to wines and mixers, our variety is second to none. If you're looking for a unique item, we have it in stock. As a Montana State liquor store, we offer wholesale prices and offer monthly sales. Our friendly, knowledgeable staff will help you pick out the perfect item for the right occasion. So stop in to MT Glass Liquor, your cocktail headquarters.
Hey, stranger. Remember when you were little and you got us for the holidays?
How about getting another gift this holiday you'll love just as much?
Like this Honda Accord during Happy Honda Days.
It's got Pandora compatibility.
And a rear view camera.
Is that Tex?
My bad, that one's on me.
Get something you'll love at the Happy Honda Days sales event, where all 2015 models come standard with a rear view camera.
Back at a snowy Nelson Stadium, Joe McMahon with you. 21-6 Carroll with the advantage. Close to 1,400 people watching this afternoon from all over. And I'm not sure how many are watching here in person down below us, but they're cold. The kickoff will be returned this time. Number 21 fields it and starts up the field, and he is grabbed around the shoulders and put on the ground. Number 30 with the tackle, that's Ty Irving. As J.J. Latu brings the ball across the 30-yard line, and they'll spot it at the 35. That's where Austin Dodge and the Raiders will start. They trail 21-6 at the moment, with 4:58 to go on a very snowy day here in Nelson Stadium. Again, the winner on to the semifinal game, and they will take on one of the teams also in action today, 3 other quarterfinals. If Carroll wins, they have an opportunity to host that semifinal game because they finished the end of the season as the number 1 ranked team. First down, and that ball's thrown behind number 15, Jeremy Scottow. He was open, but Dodge is having a hard time connecting here, getting his footing down, understandably.
Marion is 20, Grandview is 0 in the third quarter.
Marion, Indiana, leading Grandview 20-0 in the third. We'll get some more scores for you here soon. Austin Dodge is going to drop back, quarterback draw, taken off, and this time to Brucker there. Not to Brucker, excuse me, he's number 42 on that tackle. Shane Durbin closed the gap, got some help defensively as well for number 96. So it's third down and long for the Raiders, 3rd and 6. Looking to keep this drive alive, keep their defense off the field for a while. They'll throw the ball complete to Retzloff, number 12, and that's Ryan. And he's in St. territory. We got a late penalty flag, looks like, coming in. Like after the play was dead. I'm not sure what happened. Some extracurriculars on the far sideline over there. The side judge from the Raider sideline coming in, throwing the flag. And here comes the indication from the official. The play resulted in a first down. Yeah, it's a personal foul on the defense. And I'm not sure who it's on, but I bet we'll find out because he may be coming off the field very quickly here. But a huge, huge penalty. So instead of starting at the 45, they're going to march this one down to the 30-yard line and shorten the field even more for the Raiders, who trail it 21-6, 4:16 to go here in quarter 2. Dodge has his team at the line of scrimmage. He's got twin receivers to either side. Toe standing next to him in the backfield on his right hip. There's the snap. He'll give it to him, trying to get him to the outside. He's got some pretty good footing. He'll turn it upfield. He's running well. He's got 9 yards, close to 10 before he's tackled by the safety. James Dowgan comes up to make the stop, but it'll be second and short. They'll fire it out in the flat this time, complete to number 16. He's pushed out of bounds, but he's got enough for the first down. Dodge that time on the money to Sean McShane, the junior out of El Paso. So it is first down and 15, or first and 10 from the 15, I should say, for the Raiders. 21-6 the score. Carroll out on top early on, but these two teams can score in a heartbeat. That one completed to Ryan Retzloff, and he is pushed out of bounds by the Saint defenders, but not until he picks up about 6 yards, and it'll be second and 4. So it seems like offensively they're starting to get into a rhythm on the Raiders right now. But when you get down this close, those receivers have a little less territory to work with, which makes it a little easier for the corners and the safeties. Oh, penalty flag, which we didn't spot because they really do blend in the snow. There's no green grass for them to really contrast with, and it's way over on the sidelines. But anyway, it's a penalty against the Raiders, and that's a holding call. So it's a significant chunk of yards. They're going to back it up 10 yards, and it'll be first down and from the spot of the foul. So it'll be first and 17. Play occurred 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, or the penalty occurred 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. So Dodge this time on a first and long. He's going to give it again to Toes, trying to cut back, and that's his mistake. When he does, Sean Condon and Sean Bloomquist, a couple of Seans are there to put him on the ground. And he gets to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. So it's second and 17. So an opportunity for Carroll here to turn this Raider team away once again. They've scored once, the Raiders have, on a 1-yard run by Melvin Mason, and that came at the 11:24 mark of quarter number 2. But 2:47 to go, and the clock moving, and they trail it 21-6. And it looks like we got another penalty. There's a yellow flag. I saw that one. And this is a procedure call. Somebody on the Raider line jumped, and it's 50-something. I can see the indicator there from the official coming in. I think it might be the, well, we'll see. Thing I noticed is I haven't heard the public address announcer today. Have you, Kevin?
Well, we've had the window closed, and I don't know that any of the speakers are working in this weather.
Just I haven't heard a word. It is second down and 24 after the 5-yard step back. Dodge is going to look down the left side. Still got all kinds of room. Here comes Condon. He slips trying to get to him. He'll throw it out to Mason, and he makes the catch, but the ball came out when he hit the ground, and the official's saying, nope, he was on the ground. Sean Bloomquist there to cover him quickly. A gain of a couple yards, but not much, as Mason was not even his third or fourth option. He was option number 5.
Sean really didn't want to give up that ball.
No.
No, it's mine. Mine, man. 2 minutes left.
21-6, under 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. The Saints with the lead, but the Raiders threatening here on a 3rd and 22, however, from the Saint 26-yard line. Looks like Carroll's going to rush 3 and cover with 8. Dodge is going to look to throw the football as his receivers run their routes, and wide open down inside the 5. And getting enough for the first down is Matt Retzloff. Great route that time, and Dodge just threw it off strike. He needed 24 yards. He got 25, and a first down. It's first and goal. That's why Austin Dodge is the reigning NAIA Offensive Player of the Year in the Frontier Conference. They'll take the snap this time. They'll go Melvin Mason straight ahead. Touchdown, Raiders. Untouched literally into the end zone on a 4-yard run from Melvin Mason. And the Raiders right back in the ball game. 21-12. We'll have to see if they'll go for 2 here. They missed their first attempt, their first PAT attempt, and they are going to go for 2. They're going to keep the offense out there. So Dodge with Mason on his left hip, lined up in the pistol formation, 2 receivers to either side. He'll hand the ball to Mason straight ahead. He's not going to get there. Somebody nailed him in the backfield. Who was that? It was Conan. Came firing through Jake Conan. And as soon as Mason had the handoff, Conan was on his hip. So the extra point no good. 21-12 our score. The Saints with the lead.
The Texas Barbecue Thick Burger with smoked brisket and jalapeno straws. New at Hardee's.
There's nothing like a day at the ski hill, backcountry skiing, or ice climbing. Montana provides some of the best snow that everyone wants to get out and enjoy the winter. The last thing you want to worry about is if your car will break down. DJ's Automotive can help you get ready for a weekend of snow-filled fun. Our great staff will take care of your car and make sure it's in optimal condition for Montana's winter weather. Stop by 1691 Blaine or give us a call today. We're here for you and your wheels.
Before you start your search
for the largest investment in your life, First Community Bank is here.
Pre-qualification is easy. In most cases, it's the same day.
For first-time home buyers and new construction.
Or your home away from home.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That works. Back at Nelson Stadium, Carroll received this kickoff after the Raiders go down and score, make it 21-12. It's picked up by Marinek from the 15-yard line. He's across the 30. He's still going. He's got a bevy of blockers in front of him, and he just follows them up to the midfield. Nice job by Marinek just picking his way behind the blockers, realizing that it's tough for the cover team for the Raiders to get down there and make a cut on the player and get him on the ground. You have to almost run straight into him. So Carroll with a short field to work with here. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Offensively, 128 yards on the ground for Carroll, 98 of those from Dustin Rinker, 93 yards on the ground for Southern Oregon, and the leader there is Sean Toe. He has 10 carries, 66 yards. Dodge is 11 of 20 for 126 yards thus far. Roach with the football now, some pressure. He'll fire it, complete to Kyle Griffith, get to the outside, pick up about 7. And Mack with that completion is now 8 for 10 and give him about 95 yards.
We have an update from the Marion game. Marion is 20, Grandview is 6. It is the third quarter there.
So 20-6 Marion over Grandview. Here it's 21-12. Carroll leading Southern Oregon University with 1:09 to play in the second quarter. Plenty of football left to play. These two teams can put up a pile of points in a hurry. Carroll looking to do just that right now. Roach will drop back, look to fire the football. Open is Clark. Completed to Clark. Rucker bumps him out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 30-yard line. Anthony Clark has had a couple of big games against Southern Oregon this year. He's had big games against a lot of people. He has been their go-to receiver all year long. So Carroll on the move down inside the 30-yard line. They'd like to stick this ball in the end zone. They have 62 seconds to play with here in the second half. Roach this time has Rinker on his right hip, and he'll look to throw. Rinker is going to run out into the route. He's open as Clark down inside the 10-yard line, and they complete it. Again, it's Clark making another great sliding catch. Julius Rucker's doing everything he can to stay with him. It's just an impossible task. The receiver knows where he's going. And for Rucker, he's just a step behind. And it's not because of athletic ability, it's just the footing is terrible right now for both teams. So a timeout has been taken by Carroll. 21-12 the score. Timeout on the field, Saints with the lead.
We're not going to take it.
We'll stay here as the offense comes over to gather around Nick Hallett, the defense on the far side. Gathering with their coordinator as well. The Raiders traveled a long ways to get here. Probably weren't expecting quite this kind of weather. Throughout the week they said it would get cold today, but not necessarily this kind of snow. But it just has hit and socked in here in the capital city. And it's not going anywhere at the moment. These two teams, again, have met twice this year, and they have been shootouts, both of them. Southern Oregon won the first one by 3. Carroll won 42-40 on the second game on the 18th of October here at Nelson Stadium. Saints with the lead at the moment, 21-12. Carroll led 21-6 that first game at the half, only to see Southern Oregon come flying back. Rinker's going to run straight ahead. He gets down inside the 5, just keeps plowing ahead. And it'll be second and goal this time from the 2-yard line. So Dustin Rinker over 100 yards already. He had that 66-yard run earlier on in the first half. And he has already scored once, with Roach getting the other 2 touchdowns. He's looking for another one. Mack is this time straight ahead, not much there. They grab him, put him on the ground, waiting for him to do what he just did, and kind of reading off him was number 26 for the Raiders, Abernathy. Daniel, out of Fullerton, California, made that stop. So another timeout taken with 19 seconds to go. It's 21-12. Carroll facing a 3rd and 2 for a touchdown. So Hallett brings the offense back over, and the leaf blowers get active again.
That's got to be a fun job.
I don't think so. And when I'm looking, I was just kind of glancing down the 15-yard line. They've tried to get that one clear, but it's that kind of looks like me cutting a 2x4 because it's not very square.
It's a straight line if you're cross-eyed.
Our house should have 90-degree angles, but we, 89, 88, those kinds of things. But what to do on a day like today? So at halftime, I don't know if they get the big brooms out and try to get the whole thing cleared or what they're going to do. But
I think they'll get the brush out, at least clear all the lines.
I guess it's safe to say there'll probably be no bed race at halftime. And I miss that, the mattress race.
The seniors, they should be out, shorts and t-shirts.
Absolutely, running up and down the field. I think they're home eating turkey leftovers right now.
It's a sad day when the Carroll crazies have gone, nope, too crazy for us.
Yeah, the student section is sparse at the moment. Many of those.
The stands are sparse.
Yes, I've headed home a long time ago. Rinker, can he get in? Yep, touchdown Dustin Rinker. They just plow straight ahead around the right side, and the offensive linemen are enjoying the results. Number 73, Ryan Armstrong, is leading the cheers. He's saying, see, we just put her in low range and bowled straight ahead, and we did it. So Carroll stretches that lead to 27-12. And it comes at the 16-second mark here of quarter number 2.
Our red hat has joined us upstairs. She looks a little cold.
It's the frozen red hat.
Exactly. It's our icicle hat.
There you go. It's a popsicle.
She's playing Elsa today.
Now Waste on to attempt the extra point. He is 3 of 3 thus far. Reese Felton will hold. There's the kick. It is on its way. It looks good. It is. Much harder to do than what they're showing it to be, but timeout on the field. The Saints lead it 28-12. So the Raiders will get the ball back here momentarily, but with just 16 seconds left on the clock. as they attempt to clear the 25-yard line. Both teams will head to the locker room, warm up a little bit. Maybe?
We hope.
Yes. Still snowing here in the capital city. The accumulation has slowed down a bit. It's a lot of fluttering flakes versus the initial blast that hit Helena about 9 o'clock this morning, and it was snowing pretty hard there for a while. Kudos to the field crew to get this field in some sort of shape to play today. They had to do it all this morning. Hamill will kick that ball, and it's fielded at the 15-yard line, across the 25, and slipping and going down with absolutely nobody nearby was number 16. Welcome to Montana football in late November, Sean McShane. As McShane caught the ball, had a steam going, he crossed the 30-yard line, planted that right foot, was going to cut just a little bit to his left, and next thing he knew, he was on his back. 12 seconds to play here in the half, 28-12 our score. Santa Claus has made an appearance at the last 3 home games, and he should be here today.
Last time I saw him, he said he was going to get me some long pants.
Okay. You could use them today, Kevin.
You say that, but it's football weather.
That's right.
It's snowing sideways, it's 30 below. You know.
Absolutely. And you're not down on the field running the camera. No. Prior to the snap, it looks like if you believe what the Carroll defensive front's saying, somebody moved on the offensive line, and they did. So they'll step it back. So these two teams have played some dandy football games. I mentioned that a couple of times, but on the 18th, it was on October 18th, the Carroll win 42-40. It was 21-6 at the half. Carroll with the lead. It was Carroll with the lead in the game out in Oregon as well. They've led all 3 now at the half. It was Carroll led at that one 28-24. This time Retzlaff gets to the sideline. He's still going. He's down inside the 40, and they'll knock him out of bounds. And you got 1 second to go here. Clock says 1 second. Nice play that time. A great run after the catch by Ryan Retzlaff. It looked like Carroll had him out of bounds near the 45-yard line. He just kept going. So they'll have time for one play, and they'll take a timeout to talk it over. The ball spotted at the 27-yard line, so a field goal's out of the question here. You're looking at a 44-yarder on very, very poor field conditions. They'll have one shot from the 28-yard line. Carroll leads it 28-12. We'll get the first half stats for you at some point during the half. Three-man at the line of scrimmage to rush the passer for Carroll. So 3-man front. Carroll's going to cover with 8. 3 receivers to the right now for Dodge. With Toe standing next to him. He's going to look to throw the football. He's looking left all the way. The pass is complete. They'll flip it back to number 8. And can he get into the end zone? No. The official's going to spot it at the 1-yard line. Outstanding play, but they came up literally a yard short as the ball was completed to Ryan Retzlaff, who lateraled it back to his brother Matt, and he ran the ball down to the 1-yard line and got knocked out of bounds. And Craig Howard, the coach for Southern Oregon, doesn't believe that the spot is correct. He thought for sure they were in the end zone. But the official right there, he said, no, he's out of bounds right here at the 1-yard line. Problem being, the time the clock ran out. And there's no replay review. So that's how the first half's going to end. Bit of a controversy there. A great play. One Retzlaff catches it, laterals it back to his brother. Just like they practiced it a few times back in Oregon, but they just can't stick it in the end zone. So first half is in the books, and the Saints lead it as they head to the locker room, 28-12. Come back with this. We'll get some first half statistics out, talk a little bit about the second half, and we'll be back.
If I'm going to give up nicotine, I need to give up nicotine. I brought it up to my doctor, and that's where we got into a conversation, and he said, well, the Quit Line has done some good work with other patients of mine, and I think they can help you, and they've got Chantix, and he talked about the drug. It was so wonderful. I didn't obsess about the fact that I was not smoking and I wanted to. That was one of the most helpful things. What I've experienced is a change in how I see myself, and I do not see myself as a smoker anymore.
There's a place where your holidays come together perfectly with uptown style, uptown taste, uptown gifts, uptown color, uptown comfort, and uptown fun. That place is the Great Northern Town Center. Everything you need for the holidays you love. Great Northern Town Center.
This country wasn't discovered, it was built. One home, one neighborhood, one school at a time. The future, it has to be built too, out of concrete, out of drywall and 2x4s. At ProBuild, we believe there's a builder inside us all. We believe it's time we put him to work.
It's only November.
Hi, Santa.
Hello, Claire.
Black Friday means sweet deals.
A new Ford with a $1,000 Amazon.com gift card.
It comes with almost any Ford you want. Everybody wants a new Ford.
A great way to start your holiday shopping.
Now through Cyber Monday, get a $1,000 Amazon.com gift card or 0 for 72 plus up to $2,500 bonus cash on Fusion and Escape. Visit your local Ford store today.
Hurry,
before they're all gone.
On my way to my graduation dinner, I ran over something nasty, and my tire was completely destroyed. Trapped by the side of the freeway and in serious danger of missing my own party, I gave Les Schwab a call.
Hang tight.
In a flash, Les Schwab was there. They put on my spare and told me I'll be getting a brand new tire thanks to their warranty. Les Schwab saved the day and the night. I'm Lauren Jardine, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
We all want to protect what's important to us, but sometimes it's difficult to take that first step. I'll hold your hand and lead you through those first precious steps. The rest is easy. Before you know it, you'll be up and running. Time doesn't stand still. Take those steps to protect your world. Call or stop by the Brad Schmidt Agency today.
As a student, as an athlete, it is so important to stay focused.
When I'm not on the field, I'm in the classroom. When I'm not in the classroom, I'm in the books.
So you have to focus and prioritize what's important.
The choices I make on a day-to-day basis are huge. Not using tobacco, it all benefits who I am and who I am as a basketball player.
When you step on the mat, it's only you and another person, and making healthy choices is the first step.
Without making those healthy choices, I can be held back in my performance and I can hurt my team.
It's very important how the community sees you. I'm focused on a tobacco-free generation.
The Holiday Inn Conference Center downtown, Helena's only hotel on the historic Walking Mall. We offer everything you expect. Comfortable rooms, a large pool, and an up-to-date conference center. Plus, we're just steps away from shopping and dining. And we feature the Quarry Bar and Grill, Helena's ultimate sports bar. Contact the Holiday Inn today at 406-443-2200.
Hi, I'm Carly, Front Office Manager here at the Holiday Inn downtown Helena. Come visit us for sleeping rooms and meeting rooms.
Home Beautifiers is now a Hunter Douglas Gallery dealer. Visit our new showroom that showcases the newest in Hunter Douglas window coverings in full size that you can touch and feel. At Home Beautifiers, we promise an enjoyable and easy shopping experience, from initial design consultation to professional measuring and installation, all backed by the Hunter Douglas Lifetime Guarantee. We will make your home more inviting and beautiful.
Home Beautifiers, we make your house a home.
Well, since my knee replacement, I have done a lot of gardening this year, and I have no trouble kneeling down. I can do anything I did years ago. My experience at Steel Memorial was very good, and I would recommend it to anyone. Dr. Bem is very professional, and after the surgery, he was very, very thorough, and I felt very comfortable with him.
Dr. Gregory M. Bem and Steele Memorial Medical Center. Call today.
At MT Glass Liquor, we have an enormous selection of liquors to choose from at affordable prices. From specialty liquors to wines and mixers, our variety is second to none. If you're looking for a unique item, we have it in stock. As a Montana State liquor store, we offer wholesale prices and offer monthly sales. Our friendly, knowledgeable staff will help you pick out the perfect item for the right occasion. So stop in to MT Glass Liquor, your cocktail headquarters.
Visit Collision Pro online for the ultimate auto body experience. Find help in dealing with insurance questions as well as auto repair. From paint to parts to our Armor Coat Protectant, we have the information you're looking for. Check out real customer stories about Collision Pro's professionalism and quality service, and you can follow the progress of your car online. CollisionPro.com, your gateway to the ultimate auto body experience.
Upgrade. It means your day just got better. That's the idea behind First Rewards World MasterCard from First Interstate Bank. With every purchase, you earn points you can use to upgrade just about any aspect of your life. Even better, rewards come from your world, your neighbors, your favorite local businesses. It's the difference between dining out and dining out in style, your style. First Rewards World MasterCard from First Interstate Bank. Your style, your rewards.
Can we get a little help? We've got Pepsi.
What if we just take like 15 minutes? Halfway through the game, they got Pepsi. So what do we call that?
Halftime.
I like halftime.
Even the first halftime wasn't halftime without Pepsi. See Katy Perry live at this year's halftime show.
When it's time for family and friends to gather, let Van's Thriftway make it easy to entertain. Enjoy a redneck in our ovens for full juicy flavor. Van's Thriftway professionally prepares for you a variety of gourmet trays and salads that your guests will rave about. Top it off with fresh bakery goods, and there you have it. You invite the guests, let Van's Thriftway do the rest.
It's only November.
Hi, Santa.
Hello, Claire.
Black Friday means sweet deals.
A new Ford with a $1,000 Amazon.com gift card.
It comes with almost any Ford you want. Everybody wants a new Ford.
A great way to start your holiday shopping.
Now through Cyber Monday, get a $1,000 Amazon.com gift card or 0 for 72 plus up to $2,500 bonus cash on Fusion and Escape. Visit your local Ford store today.
Hurry.
Before they're all gone. Mile High Motors has cash for clunkers.
This is your chance to save big. Bring in your clunker for a guaranteed $2,000 trade. Inventory is marked to liquidation prices. Mile High Motors has been authorized by lenders to aggressively extend financing options. Buy with $49 down and payments as low as $129 a month. Plus, with every purchase, we'll donate $100 to the Helena Food Bank. Mile High Motors in Helena has cash for your clunker. $2,000 guaranteed trade through Saturday. Don't miss this chance to save.
My parents taught us how important it is to take care of one another. My father was an accountant and my mother worked for the school district, and together they took very good care of our family and our future. Today, I'm a father and a grandfather. It's important to plan for your loved ones so you don't have to worry about their futures. Call or stop by the Brad Schmidt Agency, and together we can build a plan for you and your family. Take care of the next generation.
Since my surgery with Dr. Bim on my shoulder and my arm, I am back to my normal living. I sleep better at night, and I'm actually back to picking apples again. I would highly recommend Dr. Bim to others because he's done a wonderful job for me. I just feel he's very professional.
Dr. Gregory M. Bim and Steele Memorial Medical Center. Call today.
Plonk. It's a unique bar and restaurant in Bozeman. It was a big financial decision to find the right bank for our growing business. We decided on Opportunity Bank of Montana. They have great mobile banking, which is good, because we're always on the go. I already had a home mortgage with them, with great interest rates. We met with Bert, our new banker, our friend, and now we have a second restaurant in Missoula. It was a great opportunity.
Hey, stranger. Remember when you were little and you got us for the holidays?
How about getting another gift this holiday you'll love just as much?
Like this Honda Accord during Happy Honda Days.
It's got Pandora compatibility. And a rear view camera.
Is that Tex?
My bad, that one's on me.
Get something you'll love at the Happy Honda Days sales event, where all 2015 models come standard with a rear view camera.
If I'm going to give up nicotine, I need to give up nicotine. I brought it up to my doctor, and that's where we got into a conversation, and he said, well, the Quit Line has done some good work with other patients of mine, and I think they can help you, and they've got Chantix, and he talked about the drug. It was so wonderful. I didn't obsess about the fact that I was not smoking and I wanted to. That was one of the most helpful things. What I've experienced is a change in how I see myself, and I do not see myself as a smoker anymore.
Some fancy leather you got on there.
Leather? Nah, this is a reinforced tripolymer. Forget it.
It has now been 311 days since lightning struck. You need to kick it up a notch. While his desire to help others is commendable,
I'll give you a head start.
he can be a bit of a show-off.
The Flash.
Can we get a little help? We've got Pepsi.
What if we just take like 15 minutes? Halfway through the game? They got Pepsi. So what do we call that?
Halftime. I like it, Doug.
Even the first halftime wasn't halftime without Pepsi. See Katy Perry live at this year's halftime show.
Back at Nelson Stadium, it is halftime as the fans make their way back into the stands. Players back out of the field on both sides. Joe McMahon with you from Nelson Stadium on a very chilly afternoon. In fact, air temperature -2, wind chill -14 right now in Helena, Montana. So it is not very nice conditions out there in the field. Let's take a look at the first half statistics for both teams, and really yardage-wise, it favored Southern Oregon University. They ended up with 289 total yards to Carroll's 268. For the Raiders, 196 of those through the air, as their quarterback, Mr. Austin Dodge, who's an outstanding player, he had 22 for 190. The Raiders have rushed for 93 yards on 24 attempts, and they have 16 first downs. For Carroll, 268 total yards, 133 of those through the air, and 135 on the ground. Dustin Rinker has done the bulk of that damage on the running the football. He has carried the ball 14 times for 105 yards. So 14 attempts for 105 yards on the ground for Rinker. Macaroach, 4 carries, 30 yards. Accounts for the rest of the Saint yards. The Saints have 9 first downs, and they have run 30 plays. 46 plays for Southern Oregon University. The Saints will get the ball to start the third quarter. And the other statistic I didn't mention is the score, and that's the one that counts the most. It's 28-12. Carroll with the lead as we move into quarter number 3. But again, these two teams split the first 2 meetings this year, and in both of those games, Carroll led at the half. First game, they ended up losing to Southern Oregon, and they lost by 3 in that game after leading it late in the football game, only to see Southern Oregon come charging back. And a similar type thing happened here in Helena on the 18th of October in their second meeting, except Southern Oregon's comeback attempt fell 2 points shy, as they lost 42-40. But again, Carroll led that game at the half as well. Marinick and Clark back deep to receive. We do know that Morningside has moved on to the semifinals. They beat Missouri Valley today 56-28. So Morningside, Iowa, now 11-1 on the season and into the semifinals. And their opponent still to be determined. The last score we had from the Marion Grandview game, it was 20-6 Marion with the lead on the road. But as I said, Morningside gets a victory today, 56-28. It is 21-3 at the half in the Xavier-Lindsay game. So we get that for you, 21-3, Lindsay Wilson.
27-6, Marion leads Grand Valley in the fourth.
So it's 27-6, Marion over Grand Valley in the fourth now. That's an update.
And Morningside won 56-28.
Got that one. So it's 27-6 is the other foot. Yeah, okay. So and then we said St. Xavier in the Lindsay Wilson game. It is 21-3 at half. St. Xavier with the lead. All right. Well, both teams are set to go. I don't know what the delay is. Both teams have been out on the field. The St. return team and the kickoff team for the Raiders for a few minutes here. Clock's set. I think they're just waiting for the field crew, who have done a marvelous job trying to get this field back into some sort of playable condition here during the halftime. They had the big broom out and the leaf blowers going and trying to find the yard markers. As I said, it is -2 degrees here, the air temperature is, and with the wind chill, drops it even further down to -14.
We don't have a lot of wind this week. Last week we had wind. If we had last week's wind, it'd be -6 billion.
Yes, it would, and the stands below might be empty. We'd have a lot more people in this booth sitting on top of us. As it is, we're set to go. We have 30 more minutes of football to determine which one of these teams moves on and which one will call it a season after today. Aldrich Rosas, the place kicker, puts his foot into it, kicks it kind of straight up in the air, and it's fair caught by one of the upmen. You don't see that very often. Catch is made at the 30-yard line, number 82. That is the Carroll kicker, Hamill, who is a receiver as well. No, excuse me, that's Nate Heinrich, number 82. Wrong guy. Heinrich, the tight end for Carroll, makes that fair catch. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Fighting Saints. They lead it 28-12. They scored their final touchdown with 16 seconds to go in the second half, and they come back, or the first half, and they come back out to have the football as we start quarter number 3. Everybody in tight, and they're going to power formation, run it to Rinker straight ahead. And it looks like they're just daring the Raiders to try and stop them, and Rinker plows ahead, literally plows ahead, picks up 7 yards.
And cleared some of the field.
He did. He helped out the grounds crew. Yep, the leaf blowers, a few less flakes to move around. Number 40, one of the men in on that tackle, Joseph Lilify. So it'll be 2nd down for Carroll, 2nd and 3. And there goes Rinker looking for 3 yards and a first down, and he's going to pick up about 4, and they're not done. It looks like a rugby game as they just keep pushing forward, and they can't get him on the ground. What happens is the defenders can't plant and push back. They just keep push. The momentum just kind of pushes you down the field. It's almost like you're playing on a field with an incline defensively. And Carroll obviously at halftime talked about that and said, hey, let's just bull ahead and see if they can stop us. In the first 2 plays, they can't. Rinker picks up 12 yards in the first 2 plays and a Saint first down. There goes Rinker on a first down. There, he's off and running again. He had 98 yards in the first half, and he's well over 100 now. He's got another 13. Finally get put on the ground by number 2, Jalen Hart. But Carroll just running power football. They're running those double tight end set right now. They're going to force Southern Oregon to make an adjustment and stop them. They'll send Clark wide to the right and Marinick to the left. 3 receivers to the left this time. And they'll move Simak in on a wing on the left side. Rinker behind Roach, and he'll run a couple of yards, but the tackle made by number 28 for the Raiders. Who got in there, that's Colton Grimwood. So with 12:52 to play in the third quarter and Carroll up by 16, the Saints are on the move. They're in Raider territory inside the 40-yard line. And this time twin receivers to the left-hand side. Roach out of the gun this time, out of the pistol formation, fakes the play action, step back, look to throw it to Clark. Instead he'll go to the underneath man, that's Simak. He'll catch it and hang on to it. His knee hit the ground when he caught the football. So it'll be a gain of about 3 yards, but Dillon, in an attempt to keep his footing and make a sure-handed catch, had his right knee touch the ground, and as soon as that happens, in college football, you're down. So it is 3rd down for Carroll. 3rd and 3, maybe 3rd and 4. Rinker lone setback. We have not seen Jordan Pine in the game today. Jordan, 2 big games, the last 2 home games. This time Rinker picks his way, looking for 3 yards, and he's close. All depends on the spot, and there is a pile of bodies around that football, so the official will have to determine where he went down. I don't know how they do that, really, in that mass of humanity.
Flip a coin, guess.
Yeah, I mean,
they get a divining rod out to find Pigskin.
It's going to be 4th down, 4th and short. Mike Van Diest is telling them again, as he did in the first half, hey, that's a first down, bring the chain out. Because the official's indicating 4th down. The referee says, okay, we'll call a timeout, and we will measure. A similar situation happened on the other end of the field in the first half, and Coach Van Diest was right. It was a first down by a good football's length.
Looks like he could be right again this time.
It is so hard to tell because the lines on the field, which people rely on to kind of get a view there, to base that on, are just not there. All we see is where they've moved the snow off, and believe me, that's not square by any means. This time the officials are correct, so it's 1 for the officials this time, as it's about a football's length short. So 4th down for Carroll, 4th and very short. Roach comes back out, and they're going to obviously go for it here. They have one of the best punters in the NAIA, and Reese Felton, who's very adept at pinning the ball inside the 10-yard line. But they're elect to dig in here, literally dig in, and see if they can power this one ahead for a gain. Let's see what Coach Hallett has in mind. It's Rinker, and that's not a bad way to go. And he falls ahead, picks up 1.5 yards. And again, mentioned it last week, but it's just something they've come to rely on, and that is Rinker in a short yardage situation, picking up what they need. Time and time again. So a 1st down for Carroll. They're on the move. They lead by 16, 28-12, with 11:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. We know Morningside is moving on into a semifinal game next week. It's 56-28, their victory over Missouri Valley. It is 27-6 Marion in the 4th quarter over Grandview. So it looks like they'll be moving on, as Rinker is not going to be moving on. On that carry, number 47 made a great play. Daniel Bro came firing through, got a hold of him and put him on the ground before he could get started. So gets to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Second and 10 for the Saints. Again, if Carroll should win, they have an opportunity to host that semifinal game next weekend here at Nelson Stadium. Who knows what the weather would be like then, but a long way to go for that to happen against a very good Southern Oregon team, a very good second half Southern Oregon team as well. Roach is going down. Bro again came filing through and knocked Mac Roach to the ground, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. A delay blitz that time. And Carroll now faced with a 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 20 with 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, the weather here in the capital city, less than ideal. -2 degrees with the wind chill pushing it down to -14. 3rd and long. Roche is going to look to throw the football. Looks him down the field, all kinds of time to throw. All kinds of time. And now he'll find a receiver, but the ball is tipped away. Nice job, great job defensively by number 26, Daniel Abernathy, getting a hand in there just at the right moment and knocking that ball away. So it is 4th and long, and here comes the punt team. And that means Reese Felton, who will attempt to put this ball inside the 10-yard line, what he thinks is a 10-yard line. You really can't tell right now because the lines are again becoming obscured by the snow. Felton will set up on his own 46-yard line. There's the snap, pretty good pressure, and he's going to let this one rip, and yep, it's going to go into the end zone. So, unable to pooch it out of bounds. Mike Van Diesel will talk to him when he comes to the sideline, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders on their 20-yard line. Great football game, 28-12 to score, 9:30 to play, 3rd quarter. This one is playing out much like the first two in that Carroll led at the half. But the Raiders, strong second half team. All kinds of weapons offensively, not only Austin Dodge, their senior quarterback, who has thrown for well over 4,800 yards, but also 3-4 very good receivers. And then you've got Melvin Mason in the backfield with him. Right now it's Toe who's starting back there. He's had a big first half. Sean Toe. Here comes some pressure. Dodge escapes it, and the pass is complete to number 8. Come firing through and almost making a tackle that time. Was that Blomquist? No, that was number 42, Durbin, who came through and just about got him on a sack. Somehow Dodge evaded him and threw that football and made it and completed the ball to Matt Retzloff. So it is 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4. Toe will try to get to the outside and turn it upfield. Gets to the edge, and he's pushed out of bounds. Shy of that first down, I believe. Yep, he's going to need a couple more yards. So he stepped out about 2 yards shy. If you remember, the first half ended with the Raiders down on the St. 1-yard line as time ran out, as they had a hook and ladder play that came up about a yard short on the last play of the half. There goes Toe through the line of scrimmage, and he's got big running room. He'll pick up another 11, 12 yards before Bloomquist puts him on the ground. And Carroll really has not had an answer for him today. He is nearing 80 yards on the ground. Defensive substitution, another linebacker coming in for Carroll. This time Dodge will fire the football complete. Short gain, catch made by number 12. That is Ryan Retzloff. He'll get 3, maybe 4. We'll call it 2nd and 6. The clock on the move, 8:11 to play here in quarter 3. Saints lead it 28-12. Dodge this time as his team near midfield gives it to Toe, who slips but regains his balance through the line of scrimmage and across the 50-yard line, down inside the 45, down to the 44, and another Raider first down. So 1st and 10 for the Raiders on the move. Trying to get back where they were at the end of the half. They'll fire it downfield. Wide open is Matt Retzloff, and he is down inside the 20, down to the 15, 16-yard line. A great throw that time by Austin Dodge, and this is what I was talking about. Ryan Retzloff, I should say, with the reception. But the Raiders, a second-half team, and they can put up points in a big hurry, and Austin Dodge is finding his rhythm. This time Toe straight ahead. He's got plenty of running room. He's inside the 10-yard line down to the 6. So this game, obviously, long ways from being over. A 16-point lead is nothing when these two teams get together. Austin Dodge is moving his team right down the field on their first possession here. Toe this time is going to go nowhere. He's tackled in the backfield. Number 96, Grotman there, and assisted by number 40 for Carroll College in on that tackle as well, Dawson Osborne. Second and goal from the 8-yard line. Loss of a couple on that play. Dodge this time is going to give the ball again to Toe. He'll turn it upfield, gets to the 5, and gets smacked right there by Shane Durbin and James Dowgan. And it's 3rd down and goal from just inside the 5-yard line. Clock continues to run. That's one thing about running the football, as much as Southern Oregon has done here in this football game, especially to start this second half, is it keeps that clock going. Shortens the game. Dodge this time on a 3rd and goal from the 5. With Toe on his right hip this time. Takes the snap. He looks to throw it into the corner. They'll fire it incomplete. Threw the ball really low. Intended for number 11. And we have a penalty flag. It's on the far sideline, and it's against Carroll. It's an offsides call, or an encroachment call against Carroll. So it'll be half the distance to the goal. Replay the down. Ball was spotted just inside the 5, so it turns out to be about a little over a 2-yard penalty. But it gives the Raiders another opportunity. 6:10 to play here in quarter 3. 28-12 Saints with the lead. But the Raiders of Southern Oregon University knocking on the door again. Dodge will give it to Toe. He's trying to get to the outside. Gets bumped once. Now they've got him. And they'll put him on the ground back at the 10-yard line. Great job defensively closing the football that time by Sean Bloomquist and a bunch of other Saints. They pushed him back 5 yards, and it's 4th down now. And I imagine the Raider offense will stay on the field. They will. Big 4th down. 4th and goal from the 10. Trips to the right, single receiver, left side. Mason in the backfield next to Dodge. They'll turn and look to the sideline as they change the play. Carroll looks like they're going to rush 3 and cover with 8. Big play here for both teams. This could be a critical play. Dodge is looking to throw the football. He'll fire it down to the right side. Touchdown. Pass completed to number 11. A great throw that time. And Dylan Young came down with the ball. Beating the defender that time, and it was Ryan Gregory, I believe, number 23, who was there with him momentarily, but some separation at the end. And the touchdown pass, a 10-yard touchdown pass, is completed to Dylan Young. The Raiders are going to go for 2 here, and they haven't converted on a extra point or a PAT all day. This time Dodge is going to look to throw the ball over the middle, and he overshoots his intended receiver. No good. So timeout on the field, 5:17 to go. Carroll leads it 28-18.
Plonk. It's a unique bar and restaurant in Bozeman. It was a big financial decision to find the right bank for our growing business. We decided on Opportunity Bank of Montana. They have great mobile banking, which is good, because we're always on the go. I already had a home mortgage with them, with great interest rates. We met with Bert, our new banker, our friend, and now we have a second restaurant in Missoula. It was a great opportunity.
This country wasn't discovered, it was built. One home, one neighborhood, one school at a time. The future, it has to be built too, out of concrete, out of drywall and 2x4s. At ProBuild, we believe there's a builder inside us all. We believe it's time we put him to work.
A big storm knocked out power all over the Northwest, and it was up to me to help restore it. But when I started having problems with my brakes, suddenly I needed some help of my own. I headed straight to Les Schwab. They got right on it and removed a rock in the caliper at no charge.
You're good to go.
By helping me so quickly, they helped us turn the whole town's lights back on. Well done. I'm Bob Timmons, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Back at Nelson Stadium, and the Raiders on the scoreboard here first in the second half as they march the football down the field, and a 10-yard pass on a 4th and goal, a 10-yard pass from Austin Dodge to Dylan Young in the right corner of the end zone. The extra point, 2-point conversion attempt, no good. And it's now 28-18. Carroll with the lead, about to get the football back. Carroll started the third quarter with the football, but ended up having to punt it as their drive stalled around the 40-yard line of the Raiders. The kickoff, this one's going to hit, and Carroll's going to have to cover that ball. That's a live ball once it goes 10 yards, and it is covered by Jordan Pine. So Pine covers it. Carroll will get it back. They'll start from their own 43-yard line with a 10-point lead. The weather today in Helena, as I mentioned, not nearly ideal by any means. It is -2 still here in the capital city, holding at that. As Carroll breaks the huddle with trips to the left side, Rinker the lone setback. Dustin gets the ball again. Gets to the line of scrimmage and not much further, as he's met by a host of Raiders. First man there, number 22 for Southern Oregon University, Heston Altenbach. He is a senior from Coquille, Oregon. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We'll give Rinker some positive yardage. Gain of a couple on that carry. This time play fake to Rinker. Roach rolls to the right side. Wide open is Clark. And he goes up and makes the catch. He is out of bounds. And he'll have enough for the first down. Julius Rucker's trying to convince the side judge that he actually was out of bounds when he came down. And I know one thing, the official did not say I had a clear view of the white line, because he does not. Unless he's
a clear view of a lot of white.
A lot of white, but finding that line under that grass sometimes it's got to be.
Dude, we can't even find Mount Helena.
No, that's very true, and it's not far from us, and it's not in the view. So it's 1st and 10 for Carroll. Roach stumbles coming out from under center, hands, gets it to Rinker, and he'll move ahead. Pushes ahead for 3, maybe 4 yards. 4 minutes to play here in quarter 3. It's a 10-point Saint lead, 28-18. Again, Morningside moving on to the semifinals. Their opponent yet to be determined. That'll be figured out tomorrow, late tomorrow afternoon. But they beat Missouri Valley today at home, 56-28. Again, the last two games these two teams got together with, it was 42-40 on October 18th. That was the Carroll victory. And then the first game, Southern Oregon won 38-35. Rocha will roll to his right side. He's got his tight end wide open, and they throw it to Heinrich down inside the 25-yard line. Slides to the ground. They'll spot it at the 24, but again, Heinrich is running a seam route, and they don't throw to their tight end very often here at Carroll in their offense, but when they do, they usually find him open just like that, and Heinrich made the most of it and made the catch. Heinrich's a 245-pound junior out of Helena, Montana. Played at Helena High School, as did Dylan Simak, who split wide to the left. With under 3 to play here in the third, Carroll on the move, up by 10. Some pressure coming. They'll fire it out, complete to Simak. He'll turn it upfield this time, get some positive yardage. I think that's his third catch today. And they'll push it down inside the 15-yard line. So Carroll looking to answer the last score, the last drive by the Raiders. On their first possession of the third quarter, they went right down the field and scored. They scored on a 4th and goal from the 10-yard line. Austin Dodge completes the pass to Dylan Young. And then the 2-point conversion attempt, no good. They have not converted either an extra point or two 2-point conversion attempts all afternoon. Rinker turns it inside, gets his legs knocked out from under him, but falls ahead for a gain of a couple yards. But submarining in there is Heston Altenbach, knocking him to the ground. Rinker, another big day, 24 carries, 148 yards. Two receivers to the right on a 2nd and 8 from just outside the 10-yard line. Roach under center this time rolls to the right side looking for Simak in the corner. He's open. He's got the ball. And touchdown Carroll. So they went to Simak a few times on this drive, and on the last play, a 12-yard touchdown pass, it paid off. So Carroll answers the touchdown, the score by the Raiders, by going down the field, working from a short field. They got the ball up on the 45-yard line is where they started that last drive. Matt Wiest on for the extra point attempt. And it's 34-18 at the moment. Reese Felton is the holder. Kick is on its way. Looks good from here, and it is. Timeout on the field, our score. Carroll 35, Southern Oregon 18 in quarter number 3. We'll be back.
There's a place where higher education starts at a higher elevation and rises from there. Located in the heart of the Rockies, Carroll College raises the bar with small classes taught by award-winning professors, more than 60 majors, minors, and pre-professional programs, and year-round outdoor fun over every horizon. Carroll College, aspire to go higher.
The middle of winter is no time to discover your vehicle needs to be winterized. Let DJ's Automotive inspect your car thoroughly and get you geared up for the long winter driving months ahead. We'll check your coolant systems, brakes, belts, hoses, and we'll inspect your current block heater or install a new one. This is the perfect time to get that tune-up you've been putting off. DJ's Automotive can inspect all makes and models. Call or stop by at 1691 Blaine. DJ's Automotive, we're here for you and your wheels.
Mile High Motors has cash for clunkers. This is your chance to save big. Bring in your clunker for a guaranteed $2,000 trade. Inventory is marked to liquidation prices. Mile High Motors has been authorized by lenders to aggressively extend financing options. Buy with $49 down and payments as low as $129 a month. Plus, with every purchase, we'll donate $100 to the Helena Food Bank. Mile High Motors in Helena has cash for your clunker. $2,000 guaranteed trade through Saturday. Don't miss this chance to save.
Back at Nelson Stadium. The field remains frozen in case you thought no warming trend going on here at all.
No, but in Missoula it's 35 and sunny.
And that's 100 miles to the west for those of you who are not from Montana. Yes. It is -2, not sunny, and it feels like -14. So open up your freezer. Goes out your garage, people. Open up your freezer, stick your head in there, and see how long you can last. The ball is skidded along the ground, and he's down. And he's not happy about it. He being number 21, J.J. Latu. He caught the ball, ball skidded to him. He picked it up, and down he went. His feet went out from under him, which has happened to more than one player today on both sides. So the Raiders, after going right down the field on their first possession of quarter number 3 and scoring, will have to do it again. They trail 35-18. Carroll answered that touchdown with one of their own, a 12-yard pass from McRoach to Dylan Simak. The extra point was good. It's 35-18, and Carroll has converted in all 5 of their extra points today. Dodge will set up, look to the right side, fire the ball complete. Complete to number 8, who was spun around, put on the ground. That's Matt Retzloff. And again, the Raiders always in a hurry-up offense. So when they're behind, they don't have to run their hurry-up. That's what they do all game long. They are at the line of scrimmage and ready to go. Twin receivers stacked on either side. Toe, the lone setback on the right hip of Austin Dodge. Calls for the football. Toe's going to get it straight ahead. Sean Condon is going to turn him back inside and put him on the ground. He and Grotman, the defensive lineman, made a big play there.
Apparently our defense went and got some skates or something, because now they're sticking to that ground a little bit.
They are. Condon and Grotman, both seniors. Dakota Amy, that nose tackle, he is a senior as well. These 3 kids have been in some big games, but never been to the championship game. Trying to make a difference, make that happen this year. Dodge looking to throw the ball downfield, and some contact down there, but no flags. Ball intended for number 12. That's Ryan Retzloff. So it is 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 from near midfield. Check that up to 30, just inside the 40-yard line. 35-18, 40 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Dodge looks to the left side. Fire that ball. Oh, and did he catch it? No. The official says incomplete, as number 11 is trying to sell it to him, and that is Dylan Young. And now the officials are talking it over. And I thought the ball popped up, but he reached out and grabbed it. Did it hit the ground?
Yep.
The officials are talking it over. I know they're not going to look at instant replay, because that would be us, and we don't have that, but they're going to call it a catch. Ball hit, and it started out, but he reached out and grabbed it. The question was, did it hit the ground when it initially made contact with the player, and the rest of the officials said, nope, first down. So, it is 1st and 10 for the Raiders at midfield. They trail 35-18 with 25 seconds to go. They'll throw a quick pass out in the left flat, complete to number 15. He's ahead for a gain of about 11 yards. And that's Jeremy Scottow. So he picks up another Raider first down. Again, the Raiders outgained the Saints in the first half. Not by a lot. But they were down in the score column, and they still are, 35-18. Receivers stacked on either side. Melvin Mason trying to get to the outside, and he has not had a lot of luck running the football today. He had 2 big games the first 2 times these 2 teams met, but today has not been Melvin's day. Sean Toe is the one who's been doing the damage on the ground. So, yep, the third quarter comes to a close. It's 35-18. Carroll with the lead, quarter 4 coming our way.
If I'm going to give up nicotine, I need to give up nicotine. I brought it up to my doctor, and that's where we got into a conversation, and he said, well, the Quit line has done some good work with other patients of mine, and I think they can help you, and they've got Chantix, and he talked about the drug. It was so wonderful. I didn't obsess about the fact that I was not smoking and I wanted to. That was one of the most helpful things. What I've experienced is a change in how I see myself, and I do not see myself as a smoker anymore.
There are heroes all around us. Firefighters, emergency medical technicians, military and veterans, law enforcement, teachers, and healthcare workers. Select Realty thinks you deserve a break when buying, selling, or refinancing a home. We are the exclusive Homes for Heroes partner in the Helena area. We can provide extraordinary savings of up to $2,000. Call us or sign up today. Homes for Heroes can make a difference. Choices, choices, choices. Select Realty.
The Texas Barbecue Thick Burger with smoked brisket and jalapeno straws. New at Hardee's.
Second and long for the Raiders out of that quarter change as we begin quarter number 4, the final 15 minutes. The Saints lead it by 17. 35-18, but the Raiders again on the move. Seems like they always are. Austin Dodge will drop back, look to throw the ball down the field to Young. He's got a step on the defender. Touchdown, Raiders. Falls into the end zone. A great throw. First play of the fourth quarter. Outstanding throw. A 42-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Young. So just like that. Young with his second reception for a touchdown and a half. And he just got a step on the defender, and Austin Dodge threw a strike. So the conversation right now is what to do. Are we going to try and go for 2 points again? And they are. They are. They're going to keep their offense out on the field and try and come up with a way to make this a 9-point game. 35-24 is where it sits at the moment. Receivers stacked on either side. Mason, the lone setback. Dodge. Take the snap, drops the football, picks it up. He's going to try and get it himself, and he did. Don't know if that was the plan to spread them out and run quarterback draw, but it worked perfectly either way. So time out on the field, our score, the Saints 35 and the Raiders 26.
Upgrade. It means your day just got better. That's the idea behind First Rewards World MasterCard from First Interstate Bank. With every purchase, you earn points you can use to upgrade just about any aspect of your life. Even better, rewards come from your world, your neighbors, your favorite local businesses. It's the difference between dining out and dining out in style, your style. First Rewards World MasterCard from First Interstate Bank. Your style, your rewards.
We know tires at Wayland Tire. We keep you rolling. We know tires. There's a half a century of experience we bring. The best brand names, we've got them all. Passenger and commercial, both large and small. And if you're stranded with a flat, give us a call. Cause at Wayland Tire, we know tires. At Wayland Tire, we know tires. At Wayland Tire.
The Montana Telecommunications Access Program allows Montanans with disabilities to connect.
My caption phone is an important asset in my work as a financial advisor.
I can stay in touch with the world without touching a thing.
My electronic learning box lets me speak to the world.
My amplified telephone lets me talk to my niece and my friends.
And best of all, for most Montanans, these services are free. Call us at 800-833-8503.
Leaf blower guy's getting bored. See that? Squiggly lines now. Back at Nelson Stadium, and I think you can see it on the camera view here. We just mentioned the 40-yard line. The leaf blower is either really tired or really cold or getting bored. I don't know, but that's definitely a squiggly line going across there. Kickoff picked up by Clark, and he'll bring it across the 30-yard line. Step out of bounds at the 35 or somewhere thereabouts. They'll spot it at about the 37-yard line. Carroll will start there, 1st and 10. So the Raiders have had the ball twice here in the second half. They've scored both times, gone right down the field. And Carroll, pressure still on the offense to answer that score. Again, Carroll led both games, both previous meetings between these two teams at the half. The Raiders came back and beat them in Oregon in their opener. And then on October 18th, they made it darn close, the game ending when the Raiders couldn't convert on a 2-point conversion to tie it up. This time it's Rinker following his right guard. Sticks his head down, gets about 4, maybe 5 yards. Nice job that time defensively by number 22, Alton Back, who came up to make the tackle. He's been down on a bunch of them today. It is 2nd and 5 for Carroll College with 14:22 to play. As the snow, a light snow, continues to fall here, it is still minus 2 degrees in the capital city with a wind chill rating of minus 14. This time it's Rinker straight ahead, close to 5 yards. He needed 5 for a first down.
It's my mom. You'd think she could swear.
So it'll be 3rd down. As they put him on the ground, he's about a yard shy. Rinker with 157 yards thus far today. Puts him close to 1,600 yards on the season. Probably over that at the moment. Third and short. And it's Rinker, and he is stuck at the line of scrimmage. What a play defensively. Number 30 came up and popped him. That's Calcagno. He came up and put him right down at the line of scrimmage, and Carroll's going to punt the football. So a big defensive play that time by number 30. Lawrence Calcagno, the linebacker out of Canby, Oregon. Defensive hit of the game thus far for the Raiders right there. Met him at the line of scrimmage and put him down. So out to punt, number 13 for the Saints, Reese Felton. Low snap, picks it up off the ground, gets the kick away. Angling for the corner, but it's going to roll into the end zone. It's 2 in a row. He's been unable to drop inside the 10 and get him to stop, and usually he's pretty adept at that, but not today. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders from their own 20-yard line. They trail it by 9, 35-26. 12:42 to go, plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. Let's see what Carroll can do defensively to try and slow down this Raider offense that has moved the football almost at will here in the second half. Both scores have been touchdown passes to Dylan Young, one from 10 yards out and the second one from 42 yards out. Here comes some pressure. They're going to send 5. They'll throw the football and incomplete. This number 15 trying to keep his footing there out of bounds, Jeremy Scottow. But Austin Dodge had to get rid of that ball a little earlier than what he wanted to, with some pressure coming from the right-hand side. Looks like Carroll with 3 men. Going to send 3 this time. James Dalgan, the free safety, surveying the defense. There's the snap. It'll be straight ahead to toe. And he is stopped. Dakota Amy slowed him down. Shane Durbin came over and finished him off. but not before he picks up a good 7 yards, 6, 7 yards. It's so hard for the defenders on both teams to get their footing and make a break on the football. And all the momentum is for the offensive player. Thus, running the football has been a pretty good weapon for both teams today. There's the snap. The throw is complete to number 12, and he'll drop the football. It'll bounce out of bounds. Here comes Sean Bloomquist. He was away in the locker room. He hasn't been on the field the last couple of plays. He is back now. I imagine he'll get back in the game, but the reception and the forward progress was enough to get a first down. So it is 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Here comes some pressure. They'll throw the ball complete up across the 45-yard line near the 50, near midfield, and it was completed to number 15 again. That's Jeremy Scottow. He'll check out. Replacing him is number 13, Blakelyn Burks. But it is 1st and 10 near midfield, and again the Raiders on the move as Bloomquist gets back on the field for Carroll. A low snap picked up, and it's Toe trying to get to the outside. Met as he gets to the corner by number 41, Adam DeBrucker. A gain of about 3. Clock continues to run, 11:24. Saints up by 9, 35-26. Last two times these two teams met, every time these guys meet, it comes down to the last possession, or it seems to. They'll swing it out to Toe this time, and a great job defensively by number 40, and he is rolling around there. That's Dawson Osborne made the tackle, but his left hand looks like it is the worst for wear, and he's waving Jake Conan off. He said, "No, I'm not coming out. I'm not hurt that bad. Get back off there." Because Conan was going to come out and spell him, but he said, "Nope, I want to come out." 3rd down and long, 3rd and 9. Dodge will stand back, fire the football, and guess what? He completes another one. A down and out route to number 8, Matt Retzloff on the right sideline, right in front of the defender, number 10, Matt Wymore. And it's enough for another Raider first down. Jeff Geck will come in, replace number 96, Brian Grotman on the defensive front. Dodge this time looking deep, going for it all. He's going to throw it over the top, but he overshoots the intended receiver, number 12, Ryan Retzloff. Pretty good coverage that time from Carroll's Ryan Gregory. Thus far, Austin Dodge, 23 of 34, 351 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mac Roche, throwing the football, he's 15 of 18 for 187. Rinker's run for 157. Sean Toe, number 17, has run for 97 yards. Dodge is going to take off. He's going to run it again this time, and Bloomquist avoids a block from Melvin Mason, number 23, and makes the tackle, but not before Dodge picks up about 5 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 5. Big 3rd down here. Carroll defensively like to come up with a stop. 9:53 on the clock. It's a 9-point Saint lead. Pressure coming from a backside blitz, and the pass thrown behind Matt Retzloff. He had to get rid of the ball a little earlier than he wanted. So it's 4th down and 5. 4th and 5 from the 34-yard line. This is where the Raiders struck just moments ago on a 42-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Young. He is split wide to the right along with Matt Retzloff. There's the snap. He'll look to the left side this time. Now back over the middle. Fire the football. Complete. Complete to Matt Retzloff, and it seems like every time they need a big play, one of those receivers runs free, and Dodge delivers it on the money. James Dowgan with the tackle. but not until they're down inside the 20-yard line. They'll spot it on the 15-yard line. It's a 9-point Saint lead with 9:22 to play. The clock is moving, but so are the Raiders. They're going to give it to Melvin Mason straight ahead. He'll cut to the right side, and he's met by Adam DeBrucker. And he'll get him down, but not before he picks up another 5 yards as Conan checks into the game defensively for Carroll. Mike Van Diest looking for one of his defenders to make a play here. Carroll has come up with a couple of turnovers. The Raiders fumbled the ball away to Carroll once, and then a low snap on a 4th down gave the Saints great field position for their first score. They're going to hand off to Mason, and he'll bull his way ahead close to that first down marker. Needed to get down to about the 5. He's on about the 6-yard line. And it is 3rd down from there. So 3rd and about 1.5 yards for a first down, 3rd and 6 for a touchdown. Dodge this time, gives to Mason straight ahead. He stood up and pushed back. I don't know where they'll mark his forward progress, but either way, if it's 4th down, they'll go for it again, obviously. So Mason getting the bulk of the carries on this drive. He has 10 carries for about 28 yards. I think they're going to bring the chain out. Yeah, they are. The referee's waving for the chain to be brought across the field to stretch it out and take a peek here. The snow now a little bit lighter than what it was at the start of the game. But still a cold, chilly day here in the capital city. Again, the winner on to the semifinals next week, where they'll join Morningside, who won 56-28, and Marion, who won 34-6. And you can see on the field it's 4th down, and it's 4th and about 1 yard. No final yet from St. Xavier. Lindsay, last we heard, St. Xavier winning that game 21-3. So it's a big 4th down here, but so many weapons at Austin Dodge's disposal. Let's see if the Carroll defense can come up with a play. It looks like they're going to go with a 4-man defensive front here. They'll hand it to Mason straight ahead, and he's got the first down and more. Touchdown, Southern Oregon. So Southern Oregon in the end zone again, this time at the 7:55 mark of quarter number 3, and it's Mason on a 6-yard run. So it's 35-32. And they're going to send out the extra point team, try and kick this ball. Right now they're down 3. The only attempt earlier in the game on an extra point by Aldec Rosas sailed wide to the left as his plant foot slipped out from underneath him. That occurred in the first half after the first touchdown. There's the snap, the placement, the kick's on its way, and it is good. Timeout on the field, our score. Carroll 35, Southern Oregon 33. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes after this.
Oh, it's only November.
Hi, Santa.
Hello, Claire.
Black Friday means sweet deals.
A new Ford with a $1,000 Amazon.com gift card.
It comes with almost any Ford you want. Everybody wants a new Ford.
A great way to start your holiday shopping.
Now through Cyber Monday, get a $1,000 Amazon.com gift card or 0 for 72 plus up to $2,500 bonus cash on Fusion and Escape. Visit your local Ford store today.
Hurry
before they're all gone.
Our Allegiance rep doesn't have to consult with a home office. They are the home office.
Instead of choosing from a brochure, they built us a custom plan our whole company loves.
They do everything the mega health insurance providers do, except ignore you.
Call your independent insurance agency for a quote or contact us direct. It's time to pledge allegiance.
moving our economy for 160 years. BNSF, the engine that connects us.
Back once again, everybody, at Nelson Stadium. Welcome back. Joe McMahon with you on what's been a typical Southern Oregon Carroll College football game. We have 8 minutes to go. It's a 2-point game.
Even though everybody's wearing gloves, it's a nail biter.
Yes, it is. Fielded by Clark, the kickoff, and he heads right down the middle of the field. Gets a great return out to the 40-yard line before he's brought to the ground by Gannon Schroeder. The Saints will take over 1st and 10 from there. And a big possession here for the Fighting Saints. They've got to find a way to move the football down the field. They'll send Kyle Griffith wide to the left, and Simak and Clark to the right. A 3-man front for Southern Oregon. You fake it to Rinker in a play fake. They're going to throw the football, and the ball is dropped. Ball thrown just a little bit low. Kyle Griffith could not reach down and pick that football up. So that stops the clock. Again, the winner on to the semifinals next weekend. And for the loser, well, it's the end of a long season. But a nail biter here from the capital city, and you would expect nothing but this when these two teams get together. Southern Oregon, a great second half team. Roach is going to drop back, some pressure coming up the middle. He's going to fire the football and just throw it away. He saw Griffith standing over there and just threw it over his head, out of bounds. So defensively, Southern Oregon has had an answer here in the second half. They have limited Carroll to just 1 touchdown, scoring 3 themselves. Carroll in need of a big play. Let's see if they can get one here on a 3rd and 10. Definitely not 4-down territory. You have to punt the football away if you don't convert here. And you've got a hot offense for Southern Oregon waiting to get the ball back. There's the snap. Here comes all kinds of pressure. Roach will stay in the pocket, and he's going down. They've got him, and down he goes. A great play by number 42 and a host of other Raiders firing through there. Isaiah Carter, first one to him, but they sent the house that time. And Carroll couldn't keep him out, and the Saints are going to punt the football, which will give the ball right back to the Raiders. And they have scored on each of their first 3 possessions here in the second half. 7:10 to play. It's a 2-point Saint lead. Felton gets a punt away. High hanging kick. Lato makes a fair catch call and makes the catch down at the 30-yard line. And that's where the Raiders will start. 1st and 10 from their own, call it 30-yard line. They trail by 2. 6:50 to play. As the snow starts to fall a bit more, the temperature drops to -3. With the wind picking up, it's 21 below, wind chill. But it's not cold enough to dampen the Raiders' offense here, as they have been moving the football very effectively here throughout quarters 3 and what we've played here in quarter 4. So Dodge out of the gun. Harrison on his right hip. Here comes some pressure. He'll throw it out in the right flat, complete to Matt Retzloff. He's drugged down after a gain of 13. But number 19 a little late getting there for Carroll, Greg Tucker. And Matt Retzloff pulls in that reception. And again, the Raiders begin this drive like they've ended the last 3, and that is on the move. Carroll with 3 defensive linemen in there, 2 defensive linemen. Dodge is going to throw the ball out to the right side to Ryan Retzloff. He'll make the catch, step out of bounds. He'll pick up 7 yards. Just a quick down and out. Nope, check that. A few more. They're going to mark this ball close to 1st down yardage. Yep, they're going to give it to him. They're going to say, move the chain. Nope, the side judge. Yeah, here we go. Trying to get that chain. I think that post was frozen in the ground, possibly. Maybe?
I don't know. I'm glad I'm not standing outside.
No. So it is 1st and 10 near midfield for the Raiders. 2 plays, 2 first downs. They'll throw it out in the flat to Ryan Retzloff with the blocker out in front, and he's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gains about 6-7 yards. Right now, Coach Van Diest and his defense really do not have an answer for how to stop this Raider offense. Not many teams have. As I mentioned, this team averaging 549 yards a game. And they have figured it out here against Carroll in the second half. They'll give it to Melvin Mason. He'll get to the outside, turn it upfield, still inside. We got a penalty flag. Sails in. He's pushed out of bounds down near the 22-yard line. But let's check to see what the penalty is. I think it was an illegal block downfield, but we'll wait and see. 5:42 to play, 35-33 the scores. The officials sorted out all 4 of them. Standing on about the 26-yard line as both teams await. The umpire signaling. Now they'll step it off. It is against Southern Oregon. And it's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which looks like it's going to be close to that first down. So really, the infraction occurred downfield about 10 yards. So with the step off from the spot of the foul, from about the 39-yard line, 37-yard line. We're guessing here, as they haven't had the leaf blowers out in a while in this area of the field.
Haven't had time.
No. 5:35 to play, speaking of time. 2-point St. lead, but the Raiders on the move again. Second and short. Dodge will take the snap, give it to Mason. Straight ahead. He's met at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. Putting him on the ground quickly was number 40. He had some help, but Dawson Osborne, one of the first guys there. Daniel Simons was also there. And it is 3rd and short. Carroll, everybody in tight, 3 linebackers up at the line of scrimmage. It's Mason straight ahead, and I think his forward progress is going to get him that first down. He just kept driving forward. He was spinning his wheels, and I think he got what he needed, though, and picked up that first down. Didn't need much, and I think he's got that first down. It's getting interesting here. Over 1,800 of you joining us on the internet today. Thanks for doing so. This is a great football game, as we knew it would be. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They're down by 2 with 5 minutes or so to go. They're going to throw it downfield and try to get it all back right now. Touchdown. Nope, we got a penalty flag. We got a touchdown for the Raiders. But let's check to see what the penalty is. The completion to number 16 came from Austin Dodge, about a 38-yard touchdown pass to number 16. And the coaches are celebrating next to us. You can hear them. Sean McShane with the catch.
What was the penalty?
Flag came down. It's right down on the 2-yard line. And the officials are talking it over. At the moment, if the touchdown stands, the Raiders are up 39-35. Yeah, it's defensive pass interference. So, of course, the Raiders will refuse that. So, 4:38 to go, 4th quarter. Southern Oregon in the end zone. 38-yard pass. So Austin Dodge again strikes one more time, this time to McShane. And they'll attempt the extra point. It is now a 4-point lead for the Raiders. 39-35. They'll go for 2 here. And incomplete. So, the Raiders get their first lead of the game, and it comes at the 4:38 mark of quarter number 4. They lead it 39-35.
At Valley City State University, we are proud to be Vikings. As a member of the NAIA and North Star Athletic Association, we have a rich athletic tradition with 129 conference championships and 142 national All-Americans. Today, Valley City State is home to 14 varsity sports and more than 200 student athletes who receive a quality education and compete in the sports they love at VCSU. We take great pride in producing quality student athletes on and off the field, continuing the strong tradition VCSU is known for. Last year, we produced 3 conference champions and 75 NSAA scholar athletes. And just this fall, our football team won its 29th conference championship. With more than 80 programs of study, our 14 varsity sports, and numerous campus activities and clubs, there is something for everyone at VCSU. We encourage you to learn more about Valley City State and visit our beautiful campus nestled in the Cheyenne River Valley. Schedule your campus visit today at visit.vcsu.edu.
There's a place where higher education starts at a higher elevation and rises from there. Located in the heart of the Rockies, Carroll College raises the bar with small classes taught by award-winning professors, more than 60 majors, minors, and pre-professional programs, and year-round outdoor fun over every horizon. Carroll College, aspire to go higher.
Back at Nelson Stadium, set for the final 4:38. Buckle in, here we go. Carroll College is 25-2 in Nelson Stadium in playoffs. But right now, they are in some trouble as they trail it by 4 with a little over 4 minutes to go. Marinik will pick this one up. He'll head upfield. He's still on his feet trying to get to the outside. And they'll push him out of bounds. He'll run across the field and be knocked out of bounds at about the 31-yard line, and that's where the Saints will have it offensively with 4:30 to go, trailing it by 4, 39-35. So Carroll 25-2 in home playoff. That's their home playoff record since the opening of Nelson Stadium in 2001. They are 28-6 overall at home in the NAIA playoffs. So they routinely play well and come up with victories at home. But Southern Oregon, this is a special group, and Austin Dodge has scored on all 4 possessions, he and their offense here in the second half. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Roach will step back, throw the ball, complete it to Simak, and he'll pick up 5. Carroll, really lots of time, and both teams with 3 timeouts left. So the Saints, everything in their favor. They just have to put together a drive here and answer the Raider drive. They've scored once here in the second half, and the Raiders have tallied 4 scores. Again, the Saints led it at the half, 28-12. But as exactly what happened in the first 2 games, the Raiders have come back to get the lead. Rinker trying to get to the outside, and he is corralled and put on the ground as a fired-up Raider defense. Playing with some emotion right now, and they've got Carroll in a 3rd and 6. Saints sidelines looks a little quiet at the moment. Stunned here by this turnaround as the Raiders have found a way to figure out this Saint defense and do what they needed to do in the second half to get their first lead of the game here with under 5 minutes to play. 3rd and 6. Roach is looking down the field, still looking. He's going to have to get rid of it, and he does. He finds Griffith on a crossing route, which is enough for a first down. Griffith gets a step on the defender, number 2, Jalen Hart. That keeps the drive alive. And they'll spot this football out near the 50-yard line, about the 47.5, 48-yard line. 3:22 clock on the roll. 39-35, Raiders with the lead, Saints with the football, heading into the teeth of this storm that has put the wind chill factor down at -21 this afternoon. Roach looking, here comes some pressure, stepping up, and the ball is tipped and falls incomplete. Lucky that one wasn't picked off, as that ball was batted down as he attempted to throw the ball. So it'll be 2nd and 10. As Roach comes over, talks to Nick Hallett directly. Roach thus far in the game, 17 of 22, 201 yards, 1 touchdown. Dustin Rinker, 28 carries, 157 yards on the ground. 3:04 to go. The clock stopped on the incompletion, 39-35 the score. The Raiders with the lead, the Saints with the football. The winner on to the semifinals next week. Roach this time with pressure coming again. He's going to step up in the pocket, let it go. He's got a man wide open. It's Griffith. He'll make the catch. We got a penalty flag downfield. The ball is knocked out of bounds. Not sure what the penalty flag is, but came from the back judge, away from the where the play occurred, from the reception. But he's pointing out the defender, who is saying, "I didn't touch him." But anyway, it would be a situation where I believe Carroll would decline the penalty, take the play, because unlike the NFL, it's not from the spot of the foul. Yeah, it is a penalty against the defense, and Carroll will decline that. So that'll move the chain down the field. With 2:54 to go, 39-35, Southern Oregon with the lead, the Saints with the football. Southern Oregon 4 touchdowns here in the second half, three of them through the air, 1 on the ground. Dylan Young caught the first 2. Melvin Mason ran for the third one this half, and then a 38-yard pass to McShane for the final score thus far for the Raiders in the second half. Roach this time will take the snap. Here they come, trying to get pressure on him. Wide open is Griffith again, and he'll scoot out of bounds, pick up another 12 yards. So all of a sudden, Mac Roach has found Kyle Griffith 3 straight times, and they've moved the football down the field. Obviously, Southern Oregon paying close attention to Anthony Clark, Carroll's leading receiver on the year, but Kyle Griffith, pretty good himself. He's a kid that's come up with some big catches all year long. In fact, he, Marinick, and Simak, all great alternative choices if Clark's not available. It is a first down for Carroll, 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line of the Raiders. Roach this time will take the snap, look to his left side, step up wide open in the pocket in the front, and he'll throw the ball to Clark. Clark trying to get away from the defender, and there's nothing doing there. He'll pick up 5 yards. And we're 2 minutes right now, and it looks like Carroll's going to use one of their timeouts. Yeah, Carroll's going to take a timeout. With 2 minutes to play, they trail at 39-35. As the offense gathers around Nick Hallett, the Raider defense heads over to their sidelines, talk a little strategy. Just seems like it always comes down to this. When these two teams get together, 2 very evenly matched football teams. Raiders with 2 conference losses, Carroll with 1, but theirs came from the Raiders. These 2 teams have just been involved in some outstanding football games over the years. One of these teams will definitely earn a semifinal bid next week. And right now, that's Southern Oregon's to hold on to as they lead at 39-35. 2:03 on the clock. Carroll facing a second down, call it a long 4 from the Raider 20-yard line. Roach with the snap. He's going to throw the ball to Clark, and there's a penalty flag. In fact, there's 2 penalty flags. They're going to get him, although he's pleading his case. The corner for Southern Oregon is saying, "I didn't do it," but number 8 sure appeared to be all over him, or number 6, excuse me, Carrington Jones. Carrington Jones got tangled up with Anthony Clark down on the goal line, and they will step this off. This will be a first down. I'm guessing a first down for Carroll. It looks, by all points, indicate that it's a penalty against the Raiders, so they'll step this off. So just when all the momentum was going the way of the Raiders, the Saints come rolling back. And they're going to spot this football down on the 5-yard line. So the 5-yard line, 1:58 to play, 39-35. And for Carroll fans, you want a touchdown, but you don't want to score too early here because the Raiders have this guy named Austin Dodge. He's pretty good. And he doesn't need much time to get down the field. He and his receivers could move the football in a hurry. First things first, Carroll has got to find a way into the end zone, and that's no gimme here. Roach out of the gun at the 10-yard line, takes the snap, and he's going to run it himself. Straight ahead, he's close. Did he get in? Touchdown, Carroll. Touchdown, Carroll, and the clock reads 1:53. So it comes down to the Carroll defense. As the Saints regain the lead, the offense does what they need to do. They stick it in the end zone. They go right down the field. A couple of critical catches by Kyle Griffith, 3 of them as a matter of fact. One, the first one on 3rd down, kept the drive alive. Carroll now up by 2. This extra point is huge. They want to stretch this lead to 3, where a field goal will only tie the game. So Matt Wiest on to attempt extra point number 6 of the afternoon. There's the snap, the placement. The kick is on its way. Looks good from here, and it is. Timeout on the field. The Saints lead it 42-39. We'll keep it here in the change of possession. So Carroll defensively has to do something on the 5th possession for Southern Oregon here of the second half that they have not been able to do the entire half. And that is stop the Raiders. The Raiders have scored on each of their first 4 possessions. Austin Dodge and his offense have just moved the ball and made big play after big play. But Carroll just answered. Mac Roach went down the field, took his team down the field, the junior, got him in the end zone and put him in a position to win the football game. Again, the first game in September, early September, it was a Southern Oregon win by 3. Mid-October, Carroll wins it here by 2. Now the Saints are up by 3 with 1:53 to go. With all kinds of time, Southern Oregon has 1:53 and they have 3 timeouts. The weather holding right at -3 degrees with a -21 degree wind chill, but it just has not seemed to affect Southern Oregon at all in the second half as they have moved the football up and down the field. So Hamill will tee it up the 35-yard line, or what he thinks is the 35-yard line. I think it's close. It's somewhere between the 30 and the 40-yard line markers, so call it good. And it's up to the Carroll defense, if they want to move on to the semifinals, to find a way to stop these guys. So Mike Van Dies's decision is, what do you do with Austin Dodge? Do you send guys after him and try and get him on the ground before he can get the football away? Or do you drop 8 and cover? There's the kickoff. It's picked up by number 16. He's got a head of steam heading up the road, and he has tackled number 16 with the return. That's Sean McShane. And they get him down, but not until he gets up near the 35-yard line, 36-yard line, and that's where Austin Dodge and the Raiders will start 1st and 10. With 1:46 on the clock, it's stopped. They have 3 timeouts left. Carroll with 2 timeouts. Coach Van Diest knows his defense is going to be put to the test right now, and they know it as well. I believe. Yep. Dodge is going to ball at 11. And that is Dylan Young. Clock stops with the incompletion at 2nd and 10. The corners and safeties for Carroll are going to be tested, and once again here, you got Wymore and Gregory, Dowgan, all of them in there. Greg Tucker, as Dodge drops straight back, looks to throw it down the field, and he finds a wide open receiver running free, got loose from Wymore. It's number 11. He's still running, and he's tackled from behind, hangs onto the football as Bloomquist tries to rip it out of his hands, but the completion made to Dylan Young as number 23 for Carroll. The defender fell, Ryan Gregory. So there we go. The Raiders already down to the Carroll 34-yard line, 1:30 to go, the clock moving. Saints lead it by 3. Dodge this time gives the ball to Mason straight ahead, gets to the outside, and he is put on the ground down near the 25-yard line, but a great run that time. Greg Tucker with the tackle. And it is 2nd and short, and the Raiders right back at the line of scrimmage. This time, they'll fling it out in the right flat to Matt Retzloff. He'll turn it upfield, step out of bounds at the 20-yard line, pick up the first down, and stop the clock with 57 seconds to play. Field goal will tie it for the Raiders. Touchdown, of course, will put them back in the lead. Carroll just scored at the 153 mark, but it's taken less than a minute for the Raiders to move down the field, down to the 20-yard line of the Saints. Dodge this time with Mason on his right hip on a 1st and 10 from the 20. Looking for the big striker right here. He's going to step up and run it himself. Here comes the defender. They'll push him out of bounds. Adam DeBrucker after a gain of about 5. So Dodge, a pretty good athlete. Shows it there. Steps out of bounds. Gets half what they need for the first down. Stops the clock with 50 seconds to go again. The Raiders still have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. So clock management shouldn't be a problem for them here as they need 15 yards to regain the lead. Dodge moves Mason to the left side, fires it out to Matt Retzloff. 1 man to beat, and he gets around him. He's down inside the 5-yard line, down to the 1-yard line, as number 10 for Carroll, Matt Weimar, couldn't get him out of bounds. And all of a sudden, the Carroll defense in a world of hurt right now, again, as Austin Dodge has his team down inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal from the 2. There's the snap. It's Melvin Mason trying to push his way into the end zone. Did he get in? The officials run to the football and they'll check to see. No indication yet. Yep, it looks like they're going to be just a bit short, and the Raiders will take a timeout with 27 seconds to go. (42-39), 27 seconds to play. The Raiders knocking on the door. They are down on the Saint. They're inside the 1-yard line. It's, well, maybe spotted at the 1. Touchdown will give the Raiders back the lead. They got it for the first time with under 5 to go, but Carroll came right back. Marched down the field and regained the lead, only to see the Raiders answer again. 5 possessions in the second half for the Raiders. 4, the second half of the Raiders, and they have scored on every one of them. This is their 5th, and they're about a yard away from doing it again. And this is a defense for Carroll that has been, year in and year out, very solid, and once again this year giving up very few points per game. One of the best in the NAIA, but they could not come up with an answer here in the second half to stop the Raiders thus far. Carroll in dire need of some sort of a turnover right here, fumble, something. So it is 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Mason, the lone setback. Everybody else in tight. And they'll give it to Mason straight ahead. He touchdown Raiders. He goes in from a yard out. And the Raiders regain the lead. With 22 seconds to go and Carroll with 2 timeouts, they find themselves behind in a semifinal match here on their home field. So Mason in from 1 yard out. That makes it 45-42. The extra point critical here to extend this lead to 4 for the Raiders. Obviously, without it, Carroll would just need a field goal to tie. Their place kicker, extra point guy, Rojas on to attempt. It kicks on its way, and I think he missed it. He did. It's wide left. So timeout on the field. It is now the Raiders 45, the Saints 42, 22 seconds to play. And we'll keep it here. With 22 seconds to play, the Raiders get the lead back, 45-42. Is that enough time with 2 timeouts for Carroll to move the football? A lot depends on this kickoff return. But hats off to that Raider offense. They went right down the field once again in a position where Carroll had to come up with a stop and just couldn't find a way to do it. This Raider offense has piled up the yardage. They have 470 yards through the air today. Austin Dodge, 31 of 45, 470, 3 touchdowns. And they have 190 on the ground. So they are approaching 700 total yards of offense. Unbelievable. For Carroll, 174 on the ground thus far, 236 through the air. But it means nothing. The final score is the key statistic both teams most concerned with. So they'll scoot the ball along the ground. It'll be picked up by number 88, one of the up men, and he will run out of bounds. And that is, on the return, it is Colton Pipitich, one of their tight ends. So 18 seconds for Carroll, and they've got to move the football. Got to find a way to get the ball down the field. They're going to start 1st and 10 from. You're going to spot the football at about close to the 40-yard line, about the 38-yard line, I believe. They haven't spotted it yet, so there we go. So 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. 18 seconds to go for Carroll. 2 timeouts for the Saints. And for Mac Roach, biggest 18 seconds of his career thus far. It's Carroll looking to answer here and have to answer quickly. Roach is going to step up, and nope, he's going to get sacked. And he'll get a timeout quickly, but it uses 6 seconds. Great job defensively, busting through and getting to him and putting him down in the backfield. Was a very jubilant, and rightfully so, number 92, David Weeder. So Carroll takes a timeout. They have 1 left, and the ball now at the 30-yard line. (45-42), 12 seconds to play in what has been a great football game. And it's eerily similar to the first two. Carroll led at the half, only to see Southern Oregon come clawing their way back. In fact, Carroll led 28-12 at the end of the second quarter in this game. (12 seconds to go, 45-42, 1 timeout left for Carroll. So that play took 6 seconds and they lost 10 yards, not exactly what they were looking for. Roche will step back. Look to throw the ball downfield, finally lets it fly, and it's incomplete. Looking for Clark on the right side. Threw it behind him. We're down to 5 seconds. 5 seconds and a single timeout left. (45-42), 5 seconds to go. 1 timeout left for Carroll. They've got 1 play here. So, as you can imagine, the Southern Oregon secondary, they're just going to drop about 25, 30 yards off the line of scrimmage and play center field here. 45-42. Roach this time will step back, look to throw the ball. He's got 4 receivers in the pattern. Nobody's going to rush. They're just going to let Roach stand back there and try and throw it as far as he can, and he does, and it's caught by Griffith as time expires. That'll do it. Southern Oregon comes to the capital city, and on a frigid day in Helena, they defeat the Carroll College Fighting Saints 45-42. Congratulations to Craig Howard and the Raiders from Southern Oregon University as they'll move on to the semifinals next week. Austin Dodge put on quite a show here in the second half. The Raiders win it 45-42. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at the post-game statistics. We'll be right back.
If I'm going to give up nicotine, I need to give up nicotine. I brought it up to my doctor, and that's where we got into a conversation, and he said, well, the Quit Line has done some good work with other patients of mine, and I think they can help you, and they've got Chantix, and he talked about the drug. It was so wonderful. I didn't obsess about the fact that I was not smoking and I wanted to. That was one of the most helpful things. What I've experienced is a change in how I see myself, and I do not see myself as a smoker anymore.
An accident can ruin your day, and you're going to need all the help you can get. Help, I Crashed My Car is an app for your phone that'll give you that help. Based on GPS technology, Help, I Crashed My Car makes contacting the police, emergency services, tow truck, and your family members quick and easy. To add Help, I Crashed My Car to your phone, visit collisionpro.com and click on the command to download the app, and you'll be set. Collision Pro is here to help you get your car back on the road.
Before you start your search
for the largest investment in your life,
First Community Bank is here.
Pre-qualification is easy. In most cases, it's the same day.
For first-time home buyers and new construction.
Or you're home away from home.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I think we're taking the radio.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, I think we are. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on any of this. Of course, until it's done.
Okay.
It's not 100%.
Back at Nelson Stadium once again, and the Carroll College Fighting Saints have their season come to an end here on a frozen field at Nelson Stadium as the Southern Oregon Raiders come to town and overcome a 28-12 deficit and score on their 5 possessions in the second half, each time a touchdown, and they end up beating Carroll College on their home field 45-42. So for Carroll College and Coach Van Diest, their season ends here today. Let's look at the post-game statistics. We'll give you a quick rundown. Rushing yardage for Southern Oregon, 190 on the ground. Passing, Austin Dodge was 31 of 45, 470 yards. 470 yards through the air, almost 500 yards through the air for him. And he ends up with 470, 190 on the ground, so 660 total yards of offense in this game for Southern Oregon University. For Carroll College, 287 on the ground. Mac Roach, 21 of 28. And for Carroll on the rushing department, it was Dustin Rinker with a big day. He was 28. He had 28 carries, 157 yards in his final game as a Fighting Saint for Carroll, and now he ends his season as the number 8. He might have moved up to number 7 all-time NAIA rusher in today's game, but he ends up with 157 yards in his last game. So 287 on the ground or through the air, 190 or 166 on the ground for Carroll College, but it wasn't enough today, as Austin Dodge and the Raiders from Southern Oregon University will move on and play in the semifinals next week. So that'll wrap it up from Nelson Stadium. Thanks for joining us here on a frigid day in the capital city, but a big day for the visitors from Southern Oregon. They win it 45-42. I'm Joe McMahon. Have a good evening, everybody.